Frankie from Flatbush rides the Brooklyn line. Got a swagger sharp like a vintage wine. Everybody knows his name from porch to stoop. Hustling dreams in every loop. In the park he starts, hits the handball wall. Echoes hear the stories when the shadows fall. Got 1,000 tales and a confident grin. On the streets of Flatbush where legends begin. Frankie from Flatbush got the city glow, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go. Bodega lights flicker when Frankie's near. He's got the rhythm, everybody cheers. Corner talks and sidewalk chalks his fame. In the Flatbush breeze you'll hear his name. Underneath the subway hum, the magic's real. Frankie's moves got that electric feel. From Atlantic Avenue to the urban hill, Flatbush Frankie's giving you a thrill. Frankie from Flatbush got the city glow, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go. Bodega lights flicker when Frankie's near, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go. Frankie from Flatbush got the city glow, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go. Always on the go. Always on the go.
Right, enough of this music. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Testing, texting, mic check, mic check, mic check. We're in the spaceship tonight. We're blasting off to space. We got to go to Mars and check out this Mars Football League and do some scouting on the Martian Football League to see if there's any players that could help the Jets. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Mic check, mic check, mic check. 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. In the commission, you ask for permission to hit him, like Biggie Smalls once said. The most shady, Frankie baby. Well, we're loud and clear, 100% audio. We got Phil Adams in the house. We got B-Trav in the house. We got Braden in the house. We got everybody in there. We got Rod in the house. And what we're doing tonight, we're taking a look at the Kansas Swifty Chiefs against the Buffalo Bellonians. Which one will win the right to go to the Super Bowl and play the Philadelphia Tushy Pushies? The Tush Pushers were able to tush push their way to the Super Bowl by beating the Washington Commies earlier today. So too many turnovers, too many tush pushings, and too much Saquon Barkley for the Commanders to deal with. So the Philadelphia Eagles going back to the Super Bowl once again. Now, so that we know, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown and his book club on the sideline, the Slim Reaper, Devontae Smith, and all of them boys going to the Super Bowl from the NFC side. Now, who will represent the AFC? Will it be the Kansas Swifty Chiefs with Kermit McFlumpy running the show? Or will it be the Buffalonians with Paul Bunyan, a.k.a. Joshua Allen, running the show there? Paul Bunyan and his Blue Ox. We got pregame festivities, so they're not getting started just yet. So that's what we'll do. We'll keep tabs on this. We'll keep tabs on the refs and see if they throw it in the for the Swifties, and we'll find out. Let's see what's going on in the comments. The tush pushers sure did make short work of the commies. Yeah, too much tush pushing. The tush pushings were too much for the commies. They couldn't take the tush pushings, so they got tush pushed right out of the playoffs, unfortunately. V Trav says, what about Frankie Louvu? How about players named Frankie? We need more NFL players named Frankie. What about that? I was looking at the Bryce Huff contract, V Trav. Oh boy, is it bad. Oh boy. Ain't nobody want that contract, son. That is a terrible contract. But you know what? If they win a Super Bowl, they're not gonna care one bit about that contract. But it's bad, and it's bad all the way through 2029. There's a lot of money pushed out on that contract. Very bad. Very, very bad. Because I was thinking maybe they'd release him and maybe we could get him back. And, we know how to use him. We know what role to use him in. But no, they're not going to release him because there's too much dead cap and they're not going to be able to trade him. They're just stuck with him, B-Trav. I think the way I look at that contract, but of course, I'm not a lawyer. I am not Jason from Over the Cap. But just looking at it on Spot Track, it looks like they're kind of stuck with Bryce Huff for the length of that contract. That is a bad, bad contract. But like I said, if they make it to the Super Bowl and win, no one will care about Bryce Huff's contract. I tell you that much. I can tell you that much. Yeah, congratulations to all the ex-Jets on Philadelphia that are going to the Super Bowl. Bryce Huff being one. Braden Mann is also their punter. He used to be our punter. We drafted Braden Mann. Now he's a Super Bowl punter. And then Mekhi Becton, of course. They moved him to guard, and he looks like, and look at what shape he's in. Did you see that guy? Did you see Mekhi today? I mean, he is in phenomenal shape. Shape like he never was in with the Jets. Mekhi Becton was never in that kind of shape that he looks in right now for the Eagles with us. So he looks like he got that whole thing figured out and had a great year. And now he's going to the Super Bowl. So I feel good about Mekhi. I've always liked Mekhi Becton. And Braden Mann. I know nothing against Braden Mann, except he shanked too many punts for us. But I guess he's doing okay for Philly. So at least 3 ex-Jets that I'm aware of going to the Super Bowl. So congratulations to them. Earth calling. Yeah, we got to go to Mars to find these players. We're leaving Earth behind, Phil. We got to go to the Martian Football League to try and find players for the Jets who can dominate this league. That's what we need because obviously the players on Earth are not going to be good enough because they got to be not only good, not only great, they have to be dominant players, very dominant players, like superstars that nobody's ever seen before, doing things that you've never even thought of. That's what we need on this team to overcome our stinkitude. So we're heading off. We're going to space. And to go into space, you need a spaceship. You can't just go into space with a Volvo. You got to take a spaceship. And it has to have all the things that a spaceship has, like hyperdrive. We got to go through the hyper drive. We got to go through a hyper bypass or something. I mean, these are technical things that are happening. Only an advanced spaceship can know how to handle them. You can't show up to space on a bicycle. That doesn't work. I'd like to go to space on my bike. No, no one's going to let you do that. You're not allowed. And in fact, it won't even work. It won't even technically work because you have to do all kinds of thrusting and all kinds of firing and all kinds of things to get out of the atmosphere. I mean, it's very, very difficult. It's not easy. It takes a lot of big brain people to figure out how to do it. So that's why we're in the spaceship. We're going to the Martian Football League to scout the players there, see what they look like. So Phil Adams says over under TV showing. So how many times they're going to show her? I'd say a good over under is probably 5. I mean, they probably don't want to overdo it, but they're going to do it. But it's like just picking the right moments, I'd say a good over under is 5. Now, you might say they're gonna do 10, but they don't want to overdo it. I don't think. Let's keep track. Let's do a Swifty tracker. I can't do it on the screen because I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll keep it manually. Let's do the Swifty tracker. Ready? Swifty tracker. How many times did they show what's her name in the booth? Taylor Swift. She's the biggest musician on planet Earth. And if you didn't know, she's dating Travis Kelce. So that's a totally real relationship. And here's a fun fact about Taylor Swift. Did you know that she's 5'11"? That is very tall for a female human. Very tall. All right, so the kickoff occurred, and the Bills will get the ball first. They're playing in Kansas Swifty, and so Josh Allen and crew are on the road. They're wearing their iced out white uniforms today. And so Allen starts out in the shotgun where he is 90+% of the time. And they run a QB power, which is essentially our Josh Allen running around and doing stuff, which is basically their offense. There you go. QB power to the right side by good old 17 Josh Allen. So we'll see if they try to control the clock. How are they going to manage the game, these Buffalonians? Because maybe they want to keep Kermit McFloppy off the field. Maybe they want to do a little ball control, a little bit of clock management. But we'll see. Now it's 2nd and 6. They're at their own 34-yard line or so. Allen fakes the handoff, throws to the right-hand side, throws it into traffic, and it's almost picked off by the safety Cook. Brian Cook, I think it is. Whoa, that was a dangeroso. That was a disgraziad. No bueno. What was he looking at? He had a crossing pattern into triple coverage. He just overthrew it. He actually was open if he threw it properly, but threw it over his head. So that's not good. Didn't have his feet set under him. Elbow underneath the ball, and that's how it sails. No good for Josh Allen there. That was shades of rookie Josh Allen. But he generally has gotten that under control, so that was a little unusual. Let's see if he can come back. Now 3rd and 6 and putting pressure on him, trying to escape, running around, throws to his left, and it is. Oh, my goodness, almost picked off again. What are you doing, Kansas Swifties? And what are you doing, Josh Allen? Threw it into double coverage, another terrible throw. This is the Josh Allen from rookie year. What's going on with 17 here? This we thought we were done with this, Joshua. Put it in harm's way, moving to his left, and 2 Chiefs had their hands on it, and they both dropped it. Unbelievable. But nonetheless, that'll produce a punt. So here comes whoever the punter for the Bills is. They don't use him that much. Not a big punt to do there, team, unlike the Jets. Oh, and they almost blocked the punt, but they don't. And it's fair caught around the 10-yard line. So Kermit McFloppy will start in the 10-yard line, and already 1 drive, no points for the Bills. This is a bad start. You can't let the Chiefs get out on you. You got to make use of your drives. So 1 drive, and they started out with a punt. No good. No bueno. Now Kermit McFloppy is going to come onto the field, and let's see how many flops he actually does. Jojo says, all these teams playing today are loaded with talent depth, except Washington. Shows how important it is to hit on mid-round picks. Yeah, I think Washington has a lot of talent. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Now Mahomes throws to his left. He's got a receiver. I think it's Hopkins for no, it's downtown Hollywood Brown, in fact. We got a first down now. Gonna have to put obviously the obvious. Let's state the obvious. Going to have to stop the run and put pressure on Kermit McFloppy to affect his game. If you let him sit back there, he'll pick you apart. But that's every single quarterback in every single football game ever played. But the obvious must be stated. So we'll see how the Bills do putting pressure. Here's a quick throw to Brown again. So Hollywood Brown featured early and often and making good yardage down the field. That was about 8 or 9 yards. So they're doing a little bit of quick game, getting old Hollywood Brown involved. Here, this was out of the 2 tight end set. Quick slant pattern. Nicely done and executed. They couldn't keep up with him off the line of scrimmage, and bada bing, bada boom, balls on target, made the catch. Nice play. 2nd down and 1. Here's an opportunity for them to maybe take a shot down the field. Buffalo's in the 2 high safety, middle of the field open. Yes, indeed, Mahomes tries to look downfield, but can't find anyone, and now is running and is going to get the 1st down. Does not do a flop, but gets the 1st down, is tackled. 1st down, Chiefs. They're moving the ball pretty well on this drive. Exact opposite of what the Bills had done in the previous their first drive. No TV shots of what's her name, 5'11" T Swift just yet that I've noticed. So it's still a 0 on the Swifty tracker. Now the Chiefs moving to an 11 personnel alignment. They put a little bit of pressure on Mahomes. They flush him out, but he gets it out to Xavier Worthy for 9 or 10, depending on where they spot this ball. Maybe a 1st down, maybe a few inches short. If you put pressure on Kermit, you better get him down. He's tricky. That boy is tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. He will trick you and get away from you. He's quicker than you think. Quicker than you think, as we all know. So Buffalo on their heels, although they're only at their own 44-yard line here, so they haven't made any big plays. But dinking and dunking down the field. Here's a run for 4 yards, taking what they give them, being patient, making good yardage. You know, you don't got to be explosive necessarily all the time, though you'd love to be. Braden says, my swiftness at home aren't happy with the refs being soft on the Chiefs. I've been coaching them up. There you go. And he says, what do you got against Volvos in space? Here's a big play to Juju Smith-Schuster. So it looks like the Chiefs are firing on all cylinders to begin this ball game, at least on this drive. This was just a little bit of a play action and right over the middle. So it seems like they are doing a good job picking apart this Buffalo defense. They're targeting what they're targeting seems to be the areas of weakness here for Buffalo. So I would say so far, Andy Reid getting the best of old Sean McDermott here, at least as far as this drive is concerned. Another handoff, and this is another big gainer. Looks like Kareem Hunt this time. Gets about 8 yards. So they're just moving the ball down the field. Nice and easy. Anything they want to do. Pass, run. Buffalo defense on its heels. Not looking good. You know, one thing we could hope for is if Kansas City does sort of, let's say, embarrass the Bills here, maybe the fans will be so mad at McDermott they'll do something stupid and fire him. I don't think so, but I mean that would be good for us because McDermott's a good coach, and you know who knows who they'd get to replace him at this point. Mike McCarthy, and Gase, who knows? I got nothing against Volvos in space, Eddie, but you know you try to take a Volvo and drive it into space, you're going to have a problem because it's not equipped to do so. You need all sorts of fire and thrusters and launch pads, and these things are not typically how you operate a Volvo vehicle. Here's another running play, and this one goes all the way into the end zone. So the Kansas Swifty Chiefs, there you go, 7-0. It looks like it's going to be. First drive touchdown. First drive for the Bills, Puntadero. 7-0 if they hit the extra point. But the defense, that Buffalo defense did not look good on that drive. I'll tell you that much. They didn't seem like they knew what they were doing at all. So Cole Bishop there, one of the guys they drafted this year, not looking good there. May eventually be a good player. We don't know, but I don't think he's been much of a factor this year. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. Maybe he's been great. I don't remember seeing his name ever this year. So who knows? Ran right over Rasul Douglas, formerly of your Green Bay Packers. 7-0 Swifties. Could be a blowout. Could be another blowout for the Kansas Swifties. We'll have to see. Harlan is here. Yeah, exactly, Harlan. Jets Mets is here. Jets Mess is here. Eddie says, what the heck kind of spaceship doesn't have a Swifty tracker? That's a good point, Eddie. That's a good point. I think we omitted it for budgetary reasons. We figured, things like keeping the astronauts alive and things of that nature were much more important than tracking the number of Swift appearances on television. So we omitted it because that was going to cost us another $50,000. And we said, how important is that? You could just write it in a notebook like I'm doing and save yourself $50,000 that you can apply elsewhere. So we could have had it, Eddie. We could have had it, but we decided to not go with that one. You got to make choices when you're building a spaceship. You know how expensive it is? You see those red buttons on the side of on each side of this spaceship? How much these things cost? Each one is like $200,000. I mean, it's not, this isn't Legos. It's expensive. These vendors, they try to rip you off, man. I would like to live in a world where we don't see commercials that have Mannings in them every 2 seconds. I would like to live in a world where we never see another Manning commercial ever again. How about you guys? You guys sick and tired of these Mannings, whether it be Eli or Peyton or Archie? There's 10,000 of these Mannings and they're all over the place. It needs to stop. Somebody needs to stop these Mannings. Jojo says Allen didn't have a good game last week either. Against the Ravens? Man. They scored a lot of points, though. Didn't they score over 30 points? All I remember from that game is Mark Andrews dropping the ball. Well, if Allen loses and has a bad game today, I mean, there are going to be people saying, just like Lamar, stupidly, hey, he can't do it in the playoffs and all this kind of thing. So we'll just have to see. 7th straight championship game appearance for the Kansas Swifties. 8 straight postseason wins. Looking to become the first team to win 3 straight Super Bowls. Blah, blah, blah. Kermit McSwifty. Kermit McFloppy. At least we haven't seen any flopping in this game so far. I will say that. So there's 8:56 remaining in the first quarter. Kansas City on top by 7. Buffalo hands the ball off to James Cook. Maybe they'll get the running game going. He gets about 5 or 6 yards. There's a penalty on the play. Penalty on the play. Someone violated the rules, everybody. There's been a rules violation. The extra lineman Anderson is already arguing, so it's probably against Buffalo. He probably didn't report properly. Anderson is their 6th offensive lineman that they use to as a eligible receiver sometimes. False start offense, so that gainer will not count. So back them up, back them up. I do like how they utilize this this guy Anderson, and it's similar to how the Detroit Lions utilize one of their extra linemen, whose name I forget at the moment. But I like the idea of bringing in these tackle eligibles every now and then. But you need guys who have certain athletic profile to do it. It's a role. It's a role. It's a small role. But if you can find guys who can do that, it's quite the advantage. Quite the advantage, especially if if you're not going to telegraph what you're doing when you bring them in there. Now we got 5 wides as Allen goes back into the shotgun as he likes to do. Now he's calling it an audible. And he hits his receiver there. Kincaid, I think it is. 86. Nice little gainer. So it'll be second down in about 3 or 4. And they're trying to go a little bit hurry up. I don't mind it. Keep the defense on their heels, perhaps, but they hand the ball off to old friend Ty Johnson, and that doesn't go anywhere. Ty Johnson could be in the Super Bowl. A lot of ex-Jets could be in the Super Bowl. Even Jason Brownlee is on the Chiefs practice squad. He could, in theory, be in the Super Bowl. In theory, he's on the Chiefs. They picked up old Jason Brownlee. I think he's on their practice squad, or maybe he's on their 53 man. Allen now back to pass on third down, drops it off to Shakir. That's a nice pass for a first down, goes out of bounds. Nicely done. So now they're moving the ball. Markovich is here. Frankie in space. Yeah. We got to go to Mars, Markovich. We're going to Mars. We're going to the Martian Football League to scout out Martian football players for the Jets, because that's what it's going to take to beat out some of these teams we got to beat with our new brain trust. Aaron and Darren and the other Darren. Now Allen scrambles to his right, scramble, throws it deep. That's not going to work. That's looking sketch. That didn't work. Sometimes the old play Josh Allen run around and do stuff doesn't work, because it's very vague kind of a play. You're leaving a lot on Josh Allen's plate when you call a play that just says, okay, Josh Allen run around and do stuff. That's kind of vague, but that's the playbook, so you got to go with it. Karlaftis. A lot of us wanted the Jets to draft Karlaftis when he came out, if we could have, but we did not. And now he's a really good player for Kansas Swiftie. So far on the Swiftie tracker, we're at a 0. Josh Allen back to throw. He finds, looks like Amari Cooper. Coop, as I'm sure they call him. Amari Cooper played a bunch of years at Alabama. And Nick Saban said, yeah, well, this guy is so quiet. We had him for like 3 or 4 years, and he never said a word to anybody. Another tush push here as Josh Allen goes ahead. So now the Bills are becoming the tushy pushies. They're going to tush push their way maybe into the Super Bowl. Could be the battle of the tush pushers. What if there's like 30 tush pushes in the Super Bowl? Will they ban it then? I don't think anybody should be able to push any ball carrier in any situation, push or pull. You shouldn't be able to assist the ball carrier. That's how I would view it. Why does a ball carrier have to have assistance carrying the ball? Braden says, if I was a Buffalo supporter, I'd be worried. Well, yeah, it's going to be a tough game. It's in Kansas, Swiftie. You got the Swifties. You're going to have to beat the team, the refs, the announcers, the crowd. I mean, you got a lot to worry about here. You're going to have to be damn near perfect. And that defense did not look good. Now, it was just one drive, and so we'll have to see what adjustments old McDermott makes and so forth. But it's just one drive, and now, Fumbalaya. Boy, Josh Allen's just reverting back to rookie Josh Allen. This is what he was doing as a rookie. Bad passes, interceptions, although they didn't pick it off. 2 of them should have been. fumbles. This is just that's totally on Josh Allen. Just a nice snap and he fumbled it. And he had taken care of that. His turnover work problems he didn't turn the ball over this year much at all. So this is kind of surprising to see this pop back up for JA17. Now it's 3rd down and 9, though. See, so now they could bog down if they don't convert this. So we'll see what they do. Allen back to pass, throws to his right, throws to Shaquille, short of the sticks, though. So we'll see if they planned on making this a 4-down situation, and that's why they were okay throwing short of the sticks. No, they're going to go for the field goal, I think. This is a bad decision by McDermott, I think. Now, they want to get some points on the board. It's not a terrible decision, but you really can't kick field goals when you're playing Kermit McFloppy and the Kansas Swifties. I mean, now it's 4th and 5. So it would be, it's not short. It's not 4th and short. And this is a 53-yard attempt. Boy. Let's see if he can hit it. Looks good. And he's got it. So at least they got some points on that one. But you really don't want field goals. You want touchdowns because, look at how they looked against your defense. And if they take it down again, now you're going to be down 11. So we'll see how that turns out decision-wise, but they got some points on the board, so we'll have to see. Braden says, Buffalo cannot stop runners, save themselves. Well, you know what is true is that they run a very similar offense that we do, and they have the same problems we do. A lot of these four down, wide 9 type alignments are getting exposed, and people now know how to attack them. It's the same problem we faced. Jojo says Clint Kubiak is going to Seattle. Let's check the wires for the news. I don't think he was really in. We got to start getting our freaking coaches in place. We haven't heard anything about any of our coaches. Let's check the old wires here. We haven't heard anything about our coaching staff. I want to get some coaches. Yep, right here. Seahawks to hire Clint Kubiak as OC. Well, there goes Coobs. There goes Coobs. Also, the other news we got is that the Titans are hiring Dave Ziegler as assistant GM. That's something that was thought to be in play for the Jets as well with Darren Muji. So Ziegler is one of the mentors of Muji. So it was thought maybe we could bring him in, but the Titans bring him in to be AGM over there in Tennessee. And they're saying the Cowboys are likely to hire Matt Eberflus as defensive coordinator. And they also hired as head coach Brian Schottenheimer, former Jet OC, among other things. And he is now the HC of the Dallas Cowboys. Swamp Ranger says the Jets are so far behind these teams, we're not even playing the same sport. Yeah, we got to go to Mars, man. We got to find these Martians. Maybe we can get people who are so far ahead that they're from another planet. So that's why we're on the spaceship, Swamp Ranger. We got to go to space, and we got to go to Mars. We are hearing good news about the Martian Football League. It's very competitive, very high level of competition. And so we're going to go scout and see if we can bring back some talent. That's why we're on the spaceship. Got to do what we got to do. Yeah, we can also pick up the advanced analytics that they have and any other technology they may have. They may have advanced technology, Jojo. Jojo was a man from Tucson, Arizona. Get back, Jojo. Get back. All right, so they kick it off to the Chiefs, and they bring it out to about the 32, 33-yard line. So that's where Kermit will take the ball, and seems to be a serious injury. Chiefs are very concerned about the return man who went down, but he limps off to the sidelines, so we'll have to see about that player. Hopefully he's okay, of course. They're showing all the run pass options that the the Chiefs used on that first drive. Mahomes was 4 out of 4 for 61 yards. Now we're back live. He throws deep down the right sideline, and that is knocked away. Really featuring Hollywood Brown a lot in this early going. That one was incomplete, but almost completed it. And that was a deeper pass. They've been doing some short dink and dunk type stuff. Now attacking down the field, and Brown almost made a nice catch, even with one hand. But the defender right there, you might say that's DPI, very close. They didn't call it. I like the no call. Christian Benford, a very good cornerback for the Bills, of course. So we'll see how they defend. They're in their nickel alignment. Kermit back to pass, running to his right, now running for yardage. And he's going to pick up about 12 yards and go out of bounds. So we'll have to see. Brian says, can you give your thoughts on the Eagles game? Yeah, too many tushy pushies. Too much Saquon Barkley's. The Eagles were always going to run over the Commanders. The Commanders were just happy to be there. Of course, they're in year one of their program. They're going to fortify their defense moving forward, I would anticipate. But you have to say, what a successful year for Dan Quinn and Jaden Daniels and the boys from Washington. And the Eagles were the better team, and they won. And they had the ultimate advantage in that one because the Eagles are great at running the ball. Commanders have a hard time stopping the run. It was going to be tough for the Commanders, and then on top of that, they turned the ball over all the time. I shouldn't say that. They turned the ball over too many times, I meant to say, and so they lost. Not to be unexpected. There's some sort of injury. Now, Benford, I think, might be injured. Serious. There's some concern about him on the sideline. Maybe a concussion, maybe what? Who knows? We'll have to see. All these injuries start piling up. But yeah, that Eagles game it would have been surprising if the Commanders had been able to hang with them. But you'd have to say, what a season for the Washington Commanders. I mean, imagine being a Washington Commander fan, right? All those years of Dan Snyder, you were just in it, you're just struggling. You're in the ghetto of the NFL. And now it's a brand new day. You got a new owner, you got a new GM, you got a new coach, you got a rookie quarterback that took you to the NFC championship game in his first year. I mean, come on. That's fantastic. You got to be so psyched about the future of the Commanders, even though they lost today. That was a terrific season for the Washington Commanders, probably better than any Washington Commander could possibly have imagined or, dreamed of. First year with a rookie quarterback and everything brand new, and they go to the championship game. No, there's no Commander fan on earth who would have told you that's a realistic possibility. Nope. Sorry. But it happened. So what a great season. They got to retool. They got to fix up the defense a little bit, and they'll be back stronger than ever. And they got a strong foundation, a strong base. I feel good for scary Terry McLaurin. Think about Terry McLaurin, right? How long he was playing on those crappy ass teams with no quarterback, and Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz and whoever the hell else they had over there. But it's still putting up numbers and still sticking with the team and not demanding a trade and not being a diva, right? Just going out there and being scary Terry and being the underrated guy that he is. And now he gets to experience some playoffs. He gets to experience, what having a real quarterback is like, and can look forward to this young quarterback being with him for the future. So I don't know. I feel pretty good about it from the Washington Commander point of view. And then for the Eagles, this is the team they built. They're in their window. This is the team they built. The Eagles, on the other hand, this is not good the way they're dealing with Christian Benford here. That doesn't look good the way what they're doing there. So that's a big loss for the Buffalonians. Benford is a high quality cornerback. Now they're bringing in Kair Elam, their first round pick, who has not played well for them at all. And he was a backup, has been a backup for them ever since they drafted him in the first round. But the Eagles, this is the team they built. They built it to go to the Super Bowl. The Eagles were so built such that they could waste $17 million on Bryce Huff to get 2.5 sacks this year and just be like, so what? That's okay. We're going to the Super Bowl. So when you're in your Super Bowl window, this is what you have to do. You have to go to the Super Bowl. And this is what they're doing. This is what we were trying to do with Aaron Rodgers the last 2 years, and we couldn't do it. But that's what we were trying to do. Oh, there's a fumble, looks like. And of course, Kansas City's going to be on it probably. But there's a flag down. Of course, there's a flag down just in case. Throw the flag just in case bad things happen to Kermit. Oh, Buffalo's got it, but there's a flag on the play, though. There's a flag on the play. So, flag on the play. We got to save Kermit. Obviously, we can't let this be a turnover for Kansas City. Kansas City, no way. Yeah, offsides they're calling. Yeah. Was he offsides? I don't know. Look like it. Look like it. Look like it. I guess he was. Swifty tracker is at 0. Floppy tracker. Let's track the flops as well. Flop tracker. So we got a flop tracker and a Swifty tracker. I got 0 flops and 0 Swifties. But that's essentially what happened in the Philadelphia-Washington game. And if you see what the Eagles built, they built a team that was to go to the Super Bowl in their Super Bowl window. We tried to do the same thing, and one year Aaron Rodgers' Achilles broke, and then the next year we just underperformed significantly. And there's going to be some reckoning to pay for Philadelphia with some of these contracts, but that's the way it goes when you build a Super Bowl window team. And they don't care if they win the Super Bowl. They do not care about any contractual bullcrap down the road. Like that Bryce Huff contract is so bad, so bad. But if they win the Super Bowl, who cares? And Kansas Swifty keeps on moving the ball here. So the Buffalo defense is not performing up to standard here so far in these first 2 drives. Kermit McFloppy and the Andy Reid offense is performing very well, moving up and down the field. And the only time they had a blemish was a fumble. But of course, Buffalo is offside, so that fumble didn't happen. Well, Eddie, there's a tracker, but it's in my notebook. It's a handwritten tracker. Oh, Fumbalaya. And of course, it's recovered by Buffalo. Let's see if there's any flags on this play. Any flags here? No, it doesn't appear there are any flags. So Buffalo takes the ball away. Okay, so there's a break. Now let's see if Buffalo can take advantage of this turnover. This is just a RPO where Kermit was trying to keep the ball. And instead of keeping it, he fumbleied it, and Ed Oliver took it away from him. Good job, Eddie O. Eddie O. So yeah, there's a Swifty tracker, Eddie, but it's in a written notebook right in front of me, buddy. It's pen and paper. It's not inside the spaceship. No, there's a lot of technology in the spaceship, Eddie. You look at it. There's a lot of technology in here. We got red buttons. We got blue buttons. We got, look at all this stuff. Look at all that stuff. I don't even know what that is down there. And look at old planet Earth. So I think that's what that is. Is that planet? maybe that's Uranus. But nonetheless, we got a lot of technology on the spaceship, man. We're traveling through space at high rates of speed. We're going through hyperspace bypasses because that's what you do. But we don't have the automated Swifty tracker. It has to be kept in a notebook with a pen, so forth and so on. See what I'm saying? Jojo says tush push should have been banned 2 years ago, and they changed their mind. Yeah, they were looking at it, and then they said no. The reason they didn't, they said no other team can do it very well. So therefore, if it's just the Eagles that figure something out, why penalize one team? But there's a lot of teams tush pushing now. The Bills do it. A lot of other teams do it. So the tushy pushy Philadelphians, the city of brotherly. That's why they call it the city of brotherly love, because of all the tush pushing going on. There's a lot of tush pushing going on in Philadelphia. I don't know if you knew that. And because there's so much tush pushing, they call it the city of brotherly love. And sometimes they call it the city of brotherly shoves. So that's what's going on, all the tushy pushies. And that's going to continue but I think they should make it a broader thing. They don't just eliminate the tush push. They just say no pushing of any ball carrier. If you're carrying the ball, you got to carry it on your own. People can block for you, but they can't push you in any way, shape, or form or pull you. In other words, there's no assistance enabled for the ball carrier. That's what I would do. Why do ball carriers why are they allowed to get assistance? That's I don't see why that's okay. And they hand it off to Cook, and he goes for about 9, 10, 11 yards or so. So maybe one thing they might do here is lean more on the run game, because Allen has looked pretty shaky so far in this game, surprisingly so. So we'll see if maybe they lean on their good running back, James Cook. His brother. Oh, I guess that's interesting. The Cook brothers are playing in this game. You got your Brian Cook, you got your James Cook. Aren't they brothers? Cousins? Distant relatives? Something? Wonder where Dalvin Cook is at. Where Dalvin at? He on a P squad somewhere. We wasted $7 million on Dalvin Cook. That was stupid. Stupid. Probably that transaction was probably made by Brick. That was probably a Brick Johnson transaction. This transaction was brought to you by Brick Johnson. And now Allen's under center, which he very rarely does. Rarely, but if we hand it off, yes, they certainly are. And they get the first down. So let's see if they can take advantage of this turnover. That would be a nice turning point in the game. Looks like the first quarter is going to end here. They're going to let it go down. So first quarter is going to end with Kansas City on top 7-3. One turnover, and that was totally on Kermit. Let's see if the Buffalonians can take advantage of it or not. Flyers here. Losing Kubiak is huge. Hopefully it's Kelly. Yeah, we need to move on these damn coaches already. Glenn, they said Glenn was already picking them out, and then we didn't hear anything. So let's get these people on board here, checking to see if there's any news. There is not. So, yeah, let's get these people on board, please. Of course, the Saints offense wasn't great last year, but again, Derek Carr was injured, so it's hard to judge. They started out hot. First couple of games, they were on fire, but then they cooled off. We need Staley. Staley. What's Staley, Swamp Ranger? Staley? Brandon Staley? You're not talking about Brandon Staley. Only anybody needs Brandon Staley. Staley. Kaylee. You were talking about Kaylee. We talked about this, Swamp Ranger. You got to watch all the live streams and then also print out a transcript and then print it out and then put it in a book with like a leather cover and then study it 24 hours a day, because then you'll be up to date on everything I've ever said. But we talked about Nick Kaylee very extensively in past live streams. Somebody thought I was saying Nikki Haley. I was trying to say Nick Kaylee. Reminds me of all those Eminem songs with Haley. Haley. But yeah, it looks that's what they said. That's what they're saying is that Nick Haley is the favorite, but we're not getting any news leaking out that we're hiring the man. So I'm hoping that the Johnsons are not cheaping out on these coaches. Let's hire these people. You got to pay these people, the right requisite amount. Top offensive coordinator last year made $3 million. So, Nick Caley is going to cost you $2 million, and Woody Johnson cannot be cheap. Let's give the man $2 million and get him here. Let's go. We got a franchise to save, and we don't have a lot of time. We're on the spaceship. We're going to Mars. We're going to the Martian Football League because we got to check out the MFL. Okay, because we can't just scout all the places everybody else scouts. We got to find new places to scout people out, And one of those places is Mars. We got to go to the Martian Football League. So we need all kinds of new ideas in every area, whether it be nutrition or scouting or the cap and contracts. It all has to be done differently because if we do the same things that everybody else does, it's not going to work because we're the Jets and nothing we've done the past decade has worked. So we got to try new things. But to try new things, you got to get the staff hired and get them here and get them going. Let's go, Woody and Brick. Excuse me, and Brick. All right, Allen, now back to pass around midfield, pointing. Perhaps a little less pointing, Mr. Allen. Now throwing very deep. Oh, my goodness. Holy smokes. What is Josh Allen doing? Flag on the play. I mean, that was stupid. It was triple coverage. This is rookie Josh. Why is he doing this? This is rookie Josh Allen. Flag on the play, though. What are they calling him? Holding defense? All right. But nonetheless, that doesn't take away from the decision making by Josh Allen. This is just very, very stupid decision making. This is about the third horrible pass that he's thrown in this game. And it's very surprising. It's just holding, you can call that if you want to. It's very surprising that Josh Allen is performing this way. This is kind of old Josh Allen when he had his problems with interceptions and turnovers and all, and accuracy. And so now they try to run the ball with their young rookie, Ray Davis, 22, gets a nice gainer there, 3, 4, 5 yards. They got 3 good backs on this team, whether it be Cook or Johnson or Davis. What they also have is a bunch of good role players. Like a Mac Hollins, for example, is a really nice role player. Those are the kind of guys you got to build out your roster with. Cheap, not going to cost you a lot, but they can play a role, and they're not worried about building up their stats. Mac Hollins is not going to build up any stats, but he can play a role. And if he can play a role, he can be on your team for a long time. Ooh, there's a nice play by Justin Reed. You read that one perfectly and made a nice tackle. Good job, 20. So 3rd down and 9 now. Let's see if the Buffalo offense bogs down here. They were moving the ball pretty well, and Josh has made some very bad decisions so far. Hasn't been picked off yet, but should have been three different times. So 3rd down and 9 now. So we'll see how old Joshy Boy does here against Steve Spagnuolo's defense. See if they're going to blitz him. This would be a very difficult field goal, and you really don't want field goals here. And there's a nice pass, a little behind, but a nice catch by Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper was a nice pickup that they had, the route runner extraordinaire. Good hands, all that. Nice job. Threw it a little bit behind, but Cooper, the veteran, able to catch it. That's a 1st down. Nicely done. And they did not. Oh, they brought a safety blitz. So Spagnuolo, he's going to blitz you. Spags, he a blitzer. Spags is a blitzer. He likes to disguise his blitz, and he likes his guys to blitz from different spots. I like the Spags theories on defense. Allen now back to pass, fumbles again, but picks it up. Man, he is having a rough game so far, but he's not suffering too many terrible consequences here. He's fumbled a couple of times. He put the ball in harm's way a couple of times. He's not able to get rid of the ball quickly at times. Very strange game for Josh Allen, I must say. Boy, the Buffalo fans got to be beside themselves. Well, it's just 7-3, and it's second down and 20. So I mean, they can still dunk their way and get a nice third down. Get a quick one here. Yeah, just like that, exactly. Over to Hollins. So now it's 3rd and 10, which isn't easy, but more manageable than being 20 yards out. Oh, they didn't give him 10 yards. No, only gave him 7. So 3rd and 13. Not the best there. But they are in field goal range. Not that you want a field goal here. You really do not. Cannot play a game of field goals against Kermit. There you go. There's a pass over the middle to Shakir. Takes it down to the 5-yard line. Now it's going to be 1st and goal from the 5. Now here's where you do your best low red zone plays. It probably involves Josh Allen running, for example. If I had to guess, they hand it off to Cook. He gets flushed outside and he gets through, so he's going to make it. There you go. That's exactly what you want if you're Buffalo. So basically, 1 third down conversion straight by Josh Allen over to Shakir, and that made all the difference. They were able to convert it. Now you take it to the end zone and take the lead instead of having to kick a field goal. You don't want to kick field goals in general against the Swifties. No siree, Bob. So James Cook able to take it all the way to the end zone. Nice job, Cookie. And that's the way it goes. Yeah, Judge, I agree. Well, let's get some of these. I wanted them done already. I want to see some news, before the press conference in the morning time. They're not going to tell us at the press conference anything. I don't think, unless it's just like it just happens like right before or something, where the guy agrees. And an extra point is good. So Buffalo now up 10-7. And they're able to convert on this fumble by Kermit. No amount of flopping could save him on that one. Phil Adams says, is the Glenn introduction presser tomorrow worthy of an emergency live stream? I would say no. Also, that's happening at 1 p.m., so I'll be at work, Phil. so I'm not going to have access to the spaceship. I mean, they're not going to say anything. I mean, I'll watch it probably if I can. But they're not going to say anything groundbreaking. They're going to say all the cliche things that everybody always says. Fans, I can promise you one thing: we're gonna play hard and we're gonna play strong. We're gonna play tough. Don't you worry. We're gonna fight to the end, and we're gonna give you a team you can be proud of. I mean, they're just gonna say all the cliche things that everybody says. We're going to be working and then they're going to say to Bougie Darren Muji, they're going to say, what kind of guys are you going to draft in the draft, Muji? And he's going to say, we're going to work in close collaboration with Coach Glenn's staff to determine the types of players we want here to be New York Jets. But in general, we're going to want them to be tough, and we're going to want them to be physical, and we're going to want them to be fast, and we're going to want them to be smart, and we're the same things everybody says. Nobody wants fat, dumb, lazy, slow players on their team. Everybody wants big, strong, fast, smart players on their team. That's pretty much, the way it goes. We're going to determine the critical factors for every position, and then based on those critical factors, we'll begin reviewing all of the available players who might fit our team. gonna be the same thing that everybody says. And then, and then some of the fans are going to go, I like this. I like these guys. They're saying amazing things. It's like, no, they're saying the same things every head coach and general manager says when they get a new job. It's like, these guys are bringing a fresh approach. Okay. Well, let's see if they go to Swifties here as they look. They're bringing the camera around the stadium. They're tempted probably to bring it into the Swiftie booth. And they do not, though. They do not. So far, no Swiftie tracker. Then again, Travis Kelce hasn't done much here today so far. They've been featuring Hollywood Brown really in the running game mostly. In fact, I don't think they've thrown it to Travis Kelce once so far. 81 is back on the field, so that's good. He had an injury earlier. They're looking at him, so I guess he's back and fine. So that's good news. That's good news. Jerbo says, I don't see the Bills winning this. They look way disheveled, and the Chiefs look comfortable. Hope the Eagles crush them. Saquon is good. Annoys me about Mekhi, though. Yeah, I don't know what it annoys you. I mean, Mekhi never looked like he looked. Do you see how Mekhi looked, Jerbo? He was never that in shape with us. So we figured it out. Good for him. That was not the same player we had. And we needed him at tackle. We didn't need him at guard. And we don't have Jeff Stoutland. So it's not, it's a lot of factors. And I personally am happy for Mekhi. Me personally, I'm happy he figured out his weight thing. He looks in great shape. I'm happy he's not injured. He's healthy now. He kept getting injured with us, Jerbo. What do you want us to do? And they moved into guard. We needed him at tackle. That's what he was drafted to be. So I'm happy for Mekhi. I'm not annoyed. I'm not one of those people who gets annoyed at people who leave our team and then do well. I wish everybody well. Except for people who are dirty players like Mac Jones. So I'm happy for Mekhi. I'm happy for Braden Mann. I'm happy for Bryce Huff. I'm happy for all the ex-Jets that they get to experience some winning in their lives, that we couldn't give them that. Oh, nice play there by the Bills defense. Now they're not gonna, well, they might go for it. They're kind of near the 40-yard line. They could stay on the field and go for it. Hunt went up in the air. They knocked him down, and he came down very fast, but not far enough to get a first down. Now they might still go for it on 4th and 1 here. They're at around the 40-yard line, so they're not deep in their own territory where they'd have to punt here necessarily. But this would be a big stop by the Buffalonians if they're able to get it. McFloppy is looking over to the sideline. Play clock's running down, so they're going to either call a timeout or something. It's taking the penalty to move back and aren't going to punt. Brain Trust comes over. They bring him the jacket. They bring him the water. In the old days, I don't think they had people putting jackets on you. You had to put your own jacket on. Like in the old days, did somebody come immediately over and put a jacket on the player and then have somebody squirt water in their mouth? And I think in the old days, you had to go get your own water. And it was in a cup. And to put your own coat on. Looks like the Kansas City offense is going to stay on. They're using the strong what do you call it? Hand signal I saw from the sideline. Let's see what that means. So the strong hand signal from the sideline. See what that means. Are they in 12 personnel? Kelsey's on the field. Oh, this is a weird. That was odd. But they ran it quick. They ran an option play, and they just did it quick, which was interesting. Very well coordinated there. Strong, probably 12 personnel. I couldn't see. But maybe that had to do with the alignment. Who knows? Could be anything. Could be a decoy. But anyway, first down Chiefs, so they're able to convert on 4th down. And in this modern game of ours, many, many more teams going for it on fourth down. You got to play the offense 4 downs these days. Teams do not like punting in these modern times. They absolutely do not. And now they try a running play 2nd and 9. Phil Adams says, Swifty fans will revolt due to lack of Taylor coverage. Yeah. What are they doing? Why aren't they showing her? We got a 0 on the Swifty tracker. Kermit McFloppy back to pass, throws it over to Xavier Worthy, getting him involved. So getting the wide receivers involved in this game plan here today. Probably the Bills are double. I would assume if we looked at the all 22, probably the Bills are double teaming Travis Kelce, which would be a good idea. So the Chiefs are saying, okay, you're going to take that away. We'll just throw to Hollywood Brown, and we'll throw to Xavier Worthy, and we'll throw to Juju Smith-Schuster, this one and that one. By the way, Juju Smith-Schuster is involved in some kind of lawsuit with another player who some girl was trying to get with that other player. The other player didn't want to be involved with her, and Juju was calling her. I don't know what the hell's going on with these people. But now they're throwing it to DeAndre Hopkins. And another first down. So they have all of these wide receiver weapons of various shapes and sizes and speeds and so forth. Hopkins, of course, is the hands player. Man has gigantic hands. He has to have his gloves custom made. His hands are so big. And now they're at the 34-yard line or so. And they're running it up the middle with Pacheco. And he goes for about 2 yards. NFL will demand Kelce gets the ball. Yeah, Kelce hasn't even been looked at so far. And I think they're probably double teaming him. I think they're double teaming him. Why can't our receivers catch the ball? I don't know. They're too scared. Too much pressure. Too much pressure playing for the Jets. Probably. And there's another running play for Pacheco. So it'll be 3rd down and short. They're in field goal range here now. But if the Buffalonians could get a stop here, that'd be nice. Keep them out of the end zone. Keep it tied. If Butker could make the field goal. But 3rd down and 4. Clock ticking away in the second quarter. There's about 5 minutes left. Not exactly a barn burner so far, but of course, a lot of times the scoring happens is at toward the end of the quarters and halves and so forth. Let's see how Buffalo defends this one. They're spreading them out. They got Kelce in the slot, and they call a timeout. So Kermit didn't like what he was looking at, so he calls a timeout to get some information. Thank you, Gerbo. I do think I could do with a little bit of schooling, a little bit. I have to start out in the minor leagues. You know what I mean? I think I could do it, and I would want to do the radio. I wouldn't want to do TV. Like Bob Wischusen. If you listen to Bob Wischusen, like he's so much better than any television broadcaster broadcasting the game. I think Wischusen's amazing. But you actually have to tell a story. You have to actually tell people what's going on because they can't see it. You have to actually explain things in a much longer format, which I actually like. But I need a little seasoning. Not ready yet, but I'm all right. A little seasoning. Go down to the minor leagues. Figure it out. Go to the USFL. Do some broadcasting. All right, now it's 3rd down and 4. He's got the spread formation, 3-by-1 formation. Looks to his right. He hits his receiver, and he's able to get the first down. It's Xavier Worthy again. So they're looking toward the outside here in this game. Flag down. Late flag comes in. Somebody broke the rules, fellas. Somebody broke the rules. No more shenanigans, fellas. All right. Keep the shenanigans to a minimum, fellas. See? We got a rule breaking here. But yeah, they're looking in this game plan, obviously, to the outside, to the receivers. Personal foul, face mask defense. So that'll add 15 yards on to the end of the play on Kair Elam. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you can't put your hand on the guy's face no matter what. I don't know if that was technically a face mask, but he put his hand on his visor. I guess that's a face mask. That's a new one. If you put your hand on the guy's visor, I don't know if that's a face mask, but it's definitely a penalty of some kind. You can't be doing that. So now here's another 3-by-1, 3-by-2 formation, 5 receivers out. Nobody in, and they cannot put any pressure on Kermit. And he finds Xavier Worthy for a touchdown. One thing about this Buffalo defense, not getting any pressure on Mahomes at all, and just letting him pick them apart. No bueno. All right, so not able to prevent the touchdown there. This Buffalo defense has been a little disappointing, though they've only given up 14 points in the half, so can't say it's terribly disappointing. That's definitely a touchdown for Mr. Worthy, the speedster rookie, and able to score the touchdown. So we'll see if Josh Allen can answer. That would be good if Allen could, for the Bills, if Allen could get another score here before the end of that. Plenty of time, 4:13 remaining in the second quarter, as the Kansas Swifty Chefs go up 14-10. Swifty tracker still at 0, but Travis Kelce tracker also at 0. Oh, yep, there we go. There's one. We got one. They're showing one now. All right, we got one. We got one. We got one. Jojo says, we better not end up with a bunch of unknown coaches. Well, I don't care if they're unknown. What I care about is, are you any good? I couldn't care less if you're known or not known. I want to know, can you coach somebody? Can you teach somebody? Can you make somebody, can you evaluate somebody? Can you bring out the best in somebody? Can you come up with game plans that take advantage of the skill sets of the players that we do have? So I don't care if they're unknown. I just care if they can coach, buddy. That's the way I see it. Yeah, this is a bad thing right here. Bills are also short one cornerback due to injury. Yeah, their best cover corner is out now. So they had to bring in Kair Elam, and he's no good. Even though he's a first-round pick, he's no bueno. So that's not going to help any. But the way I see it, look, with this game here, either the Swifties lose, that's good, or the Bills lose. That's good from a Jet perspective, right? Probably everybody's sick of the Kansas Swifty Chiefs, but so probably all of America wants them to lose, except for people in Kansas City, of course, and Chiefs fans, wherever they may be. So that would, so almost everybody right now is rooting for Josh Allen and the Bills. So if that happens, great. The Swifties are out, and the Bills are in the Super Bowl, and then we'll just root for the Eagles in the Super Bowl. But if the Chiefs win, then Josh Allen and the Bills go home. So that's good from they're in our division point of view, and and maybe just maybe the Paculas will lose their mind and fire McDermott. That'd be pretty stupid, but maybe they're so upset they couldn't get to the Super Bowl, they make a dumb decision and fire McDermott and the GM too. Why not? But I doubt it. But who knows? You should always root for chaos with your opponents, right? So we're here watching this one, 14-10. The Kansas Swifty Chiefs are over the Buffalo Billonians. 4:13 remaining in the second quarter. We're tracking the Swifty tracker. They've shown what's her name? Taylor Swift. Once the 5'11", did you know that Taylor Swift stands 5'11", Yes, very tall for a female human. So we're tracking that. They've shown her one time. We're also tracking the flops. Are there any flops by old Kermit Mahomes or Paul Bunyan, Josh Allen? So far, no flops recorded. Allen back to pass, bouncing. Oh, almost gets sacked. Throws it to Kincaid, and that's dropped. Boy, oh boy, Josh Allen. That was almost disaster. He is not playing well in this game. I mean, they're only down 4, and it's Josh Allen, but holy smokes, is he not playing well? And I've seen games of his like this where he plays kind of not great, but then, in the end, he pulls it out. Flag on the play. Illegal formation. Why is this flag so late coming in on illegal formation? Sorry, fellas, you broke the rules. And now they're declining it. That's an interesting decision. Why would you decline that? You don't want to push him back just to get to another down with Josh Allen on the field? That's kind of weird. All right, but now 2nd down and 10. So Allen's not having his best game. We got 2-by-1 formation here. They're in 11 personnel. The tight end's in line, but now goes out for the pass, Kincaid, and he throws, and that's incomplete. Another poor pass, trying to find Curtis Samuel. Yeah, they forgot they had Curtis Samuel on their team. Can never trust a man with 2 first names. Curtis Samuel. Samuel Curtis. He did not catch that one. Just a simple crossing pattern. Here's the throw, and it's a decent throw, actually. Should have had it. Would have been short of the sticks. It's a low throw, but Curtis Samuel should have had that one. Not able to haul it in, so now it's 3rd down and 10. 4:02 remaining on the clock. Play clock down to 7, 6, ticking down. Can they get the play off? They're making adjustments at the last second, and they're able to get it off. Allen in the shotgun. Karlaftis on the rush, throws deep down the left sideline, way off target to Keon Coleman, and not able to come up with it. Boy, oh boy. Josh Allen is off on this game. And I guess you got to give credit to Steve Spagnuolo's defense. Of course, usually bringing their normal pressures. Here, McDuffie was on Keon Coleman, and he's covering him like a blanket. Keon is the big play receiver, the 50-50 ball catcher for the Bills, and that one didn't look good from the start and didn't look good at the finish either. So Allen's been way off and not able to capitalize at the end of the half. And now they're going to give the ball back to Mahomes at home with plenty of time on the clock. And 81 Ruggiero, I think his name is, with a punt return, he might be able to get to the outside. Yes, he is able to get to the outside, and he breaks it, and he takes it all the way down to the plus 32-yard line. Who is this kid, anyways? I've never heard of this guy, 81. What's his name, Ruggiero? Who is this guy? Anyways, you remember they brought in some New Zealander. Speaking of Braden from New Zealand is here. Remember they brought in some New Zealand rugby player they thought was going to make the team. He didn't make the team. And they thought he was going to do some special team stuff. He was supposed to be very fast. But that didn't last. That didn't last. All right, so now you're giving the ball to frickin' Mahomes at the 34-yard line. He hands it off to Kareem Hunt, who rattles his way for 8 yards. I mean, what is going on with this defense? It looks like Hunt is injured, getting up slowly. They're attending to him. 3:27 left in the second quarter, first half. He's going to have to come out of the ball game. Looks like he hurt his hand or something. Maybe had the wind knocked out of him. So he'll be out. But now Mahomes is getting the ball. They're already in field goal position if they do nothing else. I mean, this is not great from Buffalo's perspective. Now, they're only down 4, so you don't want to go too nuts, but this is not good. Mahomes is having a really good game. 9 out of first 10 attempts, 9 out of 10 with a touchdown, 106 yards. Hard to do better than that. So now he's in the shotgun, 11 personnel. Now here's a flip out to Kelsey, who drops it. So they tried to get Travis Kelce involved and dropped it. A little too much on the butter hands. And that's just a drop. So we've seen some uncharacteristic drops here. Travis Kelce, Curtis Samuel, and so forth. And I think that was the first target of the game for old Travis Kelce. Now it's 3rd and 5. Mahomes in the shotgun. He's got all 5 receivers wide. He's got a 2-by-3 formation. You got Kelce in the slot being covered by the safety, Hamlin. They put some pressure on Kermit. He throws it up. It is. There's a flag on the play. They're saying it's caught by the receiver. Jesus. Sort of a tie goes to the runner situation. There's a flag on the play. And they're saying Worthy caught it. So that's a nice catch by Xavier Worthy down by the goal line. Let's see about this flag now. Holding defense. Oh, man. Penalties declined. Somehow they put it up. They're calling it on Hamlin. Yeah, that's holding. You can't do that, DeMar. I mean, get your hands off. These guys they just wrap people up. That was an obvious one. And really, Buffalo almost had this picked off, but they fought over the ball and they gave it to Kansas City. And this is not a great throw by Mahomes. He put it into harm's way at double coverage and just got lucky, frankly. Now the ball's at the 3-yard line. They hand it off to Worthy on an end around, and he makes a move and gets stopped by Rousseau for a loss of 1 yard. So it'll be 2nd and goal. But now you're putting yourself in danger going down 21-10 because you couldn't come up with you didn't even possess the ball for very long, and you let Mahomes take it downfield. They're explaining something to McDermott. Not sure what they're talking about over there. They're giving some kind of explanation for something here. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're I mean, they already ran a play after this. They can't be challenging the ruling on the interception, right? Yeah. But their playbook, as I've explained some guy, their playbook is Josh Allen run around and do stuff. That's their whole playbook. I mean, they don't really feature James Cook. They should because he's really good, but you know, this whole team is built around one person, and his name is Josh Allen. You know, it's the problem there is what if that one player has a bad game or gets injured or it's probably not a good way to build your team. But Josh Allen's been a man of steel, ever since he's been in this league. By the way, I found this sweet baseball. Look at this. You guys see this? Found this sweet baseball as I was walking around. So I got a free baseball. That. How about that? Want to see how to throw a curveball? Right here. I put my fingers right on the seam like this and twist it. The famous Frankie curveball. Tell you what, boy. Struck out many a batter with that one. Many a batter with that one. Made him look mighty foolish with that one. Mighty foolish with that one. Flag just in case. Yeah, you got to throw the flag just in case Mahomes needs it. Phil. I mean, you throw the flag just in case Mahomes might need it. I mean, he's the cash cow. We cannot kill our cash cow. That's for sure. Mo Vaughn. For shame. Gerbo, why do you have a baseball signed by Mo Vaughn? You should want a baseball signed by Frankie from Flatbush, I'll tell you that much. Don't you know I'm a New Paltz legend? Don't you know I'm a New Paltz legend? Don't you know? Don't you know about old Frankie? Call stands. Of course it does. You're not getting that call, Buffalo. I mean, they're not taking this away from Mahomes. I mean, he had it. Buffalo guy had it, and then Xavier Worthy pulls it away, and the ball hits the ground. But we're not going to say anything about that, I guess. What about an incomplete? Ball hits the ground here. Boom. That's not incomplete. That's a completion. Oh boy! Now the conspiracy theorists are going to have have a field day with that one. That looks like an incompletion to me. First and goal, and they did run a play after that, and then they looked at it afterward, which is weird. I think incomplete. Now it's gonna be second and goal. Yeah, some guy, right? They ran a play, and then they said, "Well, look at the previous play." How the hell do you do that? And then they look at it, and the ball hits the ground, and they don't call it incomplete. How is that? I mean, the whole thing is fugazi. The whole thing is fugazi. All right, now it's second and goal. And it's a direct snap to Pacheco, and he takes it to the left side. And battering ram can't find his way. So they're about at the 2-yard line, third down and goal. If Buffalo can hold them to a field goal, that would be a win here. 2:33, so plenty of time left. If they can hold them to a field goal, maybe Josh Allen could lead a 2-minute drive and get some points on the board here. So let's hope they can at least hold them to a field goal to keep these Kansas Swifty Chiefs from taking a more dominant lead in this game. They're letting the clock go down to the 2-minute warning now. You wonder if Buffalo should use a timeout or not. I guess they're choosing not to. They let a lot of time go off the clock there. They let a lot of time go off the clock there. A gift from the Red Sox front office person who got me Yankees number 27 ticks and also ticks to the Spygate game, which was a hungover disaster. Long story. Well, how weird is it? How weird is it that you got in Las Vegas where what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You got Sneaky Pete Carroll, you got Shady Tom Brady, and you got John Spy Tech all in the same building. Something's going on in Las Vegas. Just keep in mind, you got Sneaky Pete Carroll, you got Shady Tom Brady, and then on top of that, John Spy Tech. Hello, is anybody paying attention to what's going on in Las Vegas? And this is in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Know that saying? And now you got all of these sketchy people showing up at one location. There's an op going on in Vegas. Something's going on and nobody's talking about it. What is happening? Somebody needs to do an investigation. We need some undercover work. We need some undercover journalism. We need to do an investigation of all the shady goings on that's happening right now in Las Vegas. We all know whenever something sketchy and shady is going on in the NFL, right dab in the middle of it, 100% of the time is always Shady Tom Brady. Every single time. Spygate, Deflategate, meetings on boats in Miami for which the Dolphins lost draft picks and all of this kind of thing, all involved Shady Tom Brady. The man played till he's 45 years old, and his personal trainer has had 2 companies shut down by the FTC because there were shady supplements being sold. And you're telling me that that's his personal trainer and he's the one player who's played till he's 45 years old, and I'm not to believe that steroids weren't involved? Hello? And now he's got this deal where he's a broadcaster. Oh, and he's an owner. Oh, he can broadcast games and be an owner. How's that? So he has access to all these other teams and he can be an owner for another team. How's that not shady? It's ridiculous. Something weird going down in Vegas. Mark my words. All right, now they're running the ball, and now they're doing a play where Mahomes is running out to the right and right into the end zone, of course. So now that's another touchdown for Kermit McFloppy. And so Buffalo is just not playing very well in this game. There's some chippiness going on. It looks like Travis Kelce has taken too many steroids and is flipping out on some guy. Flag on the play. Oh, are they going to call it on Travis Kelce for being a doofus or what? Old Travis Kelce. Remember he was yelling at Andy Reid in the Super Bowl. Nobody ever mentions that ever. Remember Travis Kelce yelling in the face angrily of his head coach Andy Reid in the Super Bowl, and nobody said anything about it. People were like, "Well, I guess that's weird. Ha, let's move on." Remember that? If any Jet did that, it'd be a story for 17 weeks straight. You know, Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson had a disagreement in training camp, and it was a story for 5 days. Meanwhile, Travis Kelce goes into the face of Andy Reid, screams at him at the top of his lungs angrily, and nobody says anything about it. Travis Kelce, and they didn't call a penalty on Travis Kelce here for taunting. This is ridiculous. This game is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. First of all, that pass was incomplete. Second of all, they had run a play already, so they shouldn't even have reviewed it, but they did review it and they didn't even see that it was incomplete. The ball hits the ground. Third, they run a play. Mahomes runs into the end zone, and then Travis Kelce starts trash talking everybody. He doesn't get a penalty for taunting. Then somebody finally comes over and confronts him, and they call it on the defense. Yeah. Yeah, it's not fixed at all, Mahomes. Yeah, it's all you, buddy. Not fixed at all. This is totally on the level, everybody. Totally on the level. What an annoying ball game this is. Yeah, it was weird. Weird, but nobody talks about it. Like we don't get 24-hour news coverage of it like we got with Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson because they had a disagreement in training camp over something. You know, we get no news stories about Travis Kelce and what happened there. Anybody want to do a follow-up story on why exactly he was so upset, what he said, Andy Reid reaction to it, anything? Anything? It was in the Super Bowl, the biggest game of the year, actually mattering with one of the premier teams in the league, one of the Hall of Fame players on said team. Nobody wants to do a follow-up story. Nobody wants to figure it out. Nobody wants to do an investigation. You know, but Aaron Rodgers, touches Robert Saleh a little bit harshly, and it's a story for 5 days. You know, this is the world we live in. This is the world we live in. Yeah, exactly. Some guy, right? Rogers says, "There's your two score lead, buddy." You know, which is what it was, and that's a story for 5 days. Meanwhile, a superstar on one of the best teams in football in the Super Bowl, going up to his head coach and yelling and screaming at the top of his lungs about something we don't even know what about, and nobody wants to do a follow-up. Nobody wants to ask a question. Nobody dares ask a question. God forbid we question the almighty Mahomesians. I mean, these are the Patrick Mahomesians. You cannot question them. They are holy and they are the almighty. They are the cash cow. The cash cow shall not be questioned, okay? Because the NFL is about one thing and one thing only, and that's moolah. And if you bring in the ratings, then you're going to get special treatment. Not even the Buffalo Bills and mighty Josh Allen could bring down this cash cow, seemingly. Now let's see if Josh Allen can do anything. It's 155 remaining, so plenty of time for Allen and the boys. Let's see if they can knock out these Swifties. They take it out to about the 26-yard line, so not great field position. Ray Davis, the rookie running back, did so. But let's see if Allen can put some points on the board. And then, of course, Travis Kelce was the one who initiated all of that fisticuffs that occurred after the Mahomes touchdown, and he's not penalized at all. Why would we penalize him? He only started it. Well, why would we penalize him? What are we talking about? You penalize the people who react, not the people who start it. All right, so now Josh Allen is in the shotgun. It's 11 personnel. You got Keon Coleman and Mac Hollins and Khalil Shakir on the field, and he tries to. There's a nice rush by Kansas City. Gets it off to Shakir, who makes a nice catch, but only for 3 or 4 yards. So I think Spagnuolo is probably, if we look at this tape, Spagnuolo, this is probably a masterclass with these blitzes, if I had to guess. It's hard to tell sometimes. That time it was a safety blitz with Justin Reed, but he's bringing these overload blitzes now, and he's going to make Josh Allen play precise. Flag on the play. Somebody broke the rules, fellas. But I think if we look at this tape, Spagnuolo is it's going to be a sort of a masterclass by Spags. He's bringing these blitzes, man, and Allen's not really reacting to them that well. Oh, they're calling on the defense. All right. Pass interference, so that'll be a first down on Jalen Watson. For 35, he's covering Keon Coleman, the first-round pick. Ticky-tack, but you'll take it. Ticky-tack, but you'll take it. Ticky-tack, in my opinion, but you'll take it. All right, now we got, what do we got, 10 personnel here? No, that's a tight end. That's Kincaid. So we got 11 personnel here, but we're overloading 3 wide receivers on the left-hand side of the formation. Allen looks left, throws left. He's got a man. It's Cooper for about 11 yards. That's a first down. All right, you got plenty of time. 1:17 remaining on the clock in the second quarter. Kansas City had 21-10. So far, it's been pretty dominating performance by Kansas City, I must say. Buffalo was hanging in there a bit, and they're only down 11, so it's not tragic. Still 1:17 remaining. Got to get some points on this drive here. He hands it off to Ty Johnson and gets a nice 6-yard gainer. Okay, but let's move a little quicker. Let's go. Not sure if we need to be doing running plays at this point in time, but still actually plenty of time. They're at the 49. They're at the plus 49-yard line. They do another running play with Ty Johnson, gets about 4 yards. Not sure I like that play call by Joe Brady at all. I mean, we gotta move now. It's 50 seconds. We only have 2 timeouts. 48 clock is ticking. Enough with the running plays, Joe Brady. Let's throw the ball here. All right, now Allen back to pass. Looks to his right, throws, got a man. It's Keon Coleman. Get out of bounds, Keon. He does get out of bounds. They stop the clock. 35 seconds remaining. Good job, Keon. He's the wide receiver out of Florida State. You may remember, first-round pick of the Buffalo Bills. Didn't have a lot of volume of catches for the Bills, but he plays a very important role for them. He's their 50-50 ball catcher, deep threat. Not going to be a volume catcher. That player for them is Khalil Shakir. Now there's a timeout by the Chiefs to slow things down. So they're moving into field goal range, so that'd be okay, but we'd really prefer a touchdown here. Again, you can't play the field goal game with Mahomes. He has too many advantages on his side. You start kicking field goals, that's no bueno. Yeah, exactly. When you have the Mahomes, so that's what happens though when you have these quarterbacks. You know, if you remember, the Chiefs' defense wasn't always great in the entire Mahomes era, but over time, because you have Mahomes and Kelce, and they built up the offensive line, and then they were able to focus on the defense. And they were able to draft McDuffie and Karlaftis and all these great players on defense, and then you sprinkle in a free agent or two, and now you have the quality of players where you can run all these things that Spags wants to do, with the back end being covered. And Allen now back to pass rushes in his face, looking downfield, looks like he's just getting rid of it, and he is. So again, another great rush by the Spags defense, throwing Allen off of his spot and making him get rid of it before he wants to, and he was not able to do one of these magical moves that he normally does. If you watch Allen enough, you know that if you flush him out like this, usually he does some crazy crap, and hasn't been able to really do that this game. So big credit to the Kansas City defense, but that doesn't mean he won't be able to do so moving forward. 29 seconds remaining in the half. Can they get at least some points on the board? You'd think they'd want to get at least a little bit more yardage for a field goal at the very least. Now looking deep down the left sideline for Matt Collins. He catches it, but there's a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play. I guess they're calling it against the defense. This is a hell of a catch by Hollins. Nice job. All right, so that'll get him right back into this ball game, pretty much. That's a catch for sure. Yep. So there you go. Deep ball, Allen, Hollins. That's what you can do when you have that quick strike capability. You can play badly for a large part of the game and then quick strike, boom, got it. So, but they're still going to be behind no matter what going into this quarter. Now there's 23 seconds remaining. So Mahomes could still do something here. 21-17. Remember, famously, 13 seconds is now there's a flag on the extra point. Would you stop at these flags, please, gentlemen? No. This you don't want to do this, McDermott. So now they're going to move the ball to the 1 yard line. They're going to go for 2 points. Just take the point. Take the free point. Now, if you don't get it, you're down 5. Trying to make it a 3-point game, but you don't necessarily know how many points you're going to need. This isn't the end of the game. This is the end of the half. So now they're going for 2. I would have just taken the point. I would have declined the penalty and just taken the extra point. You're taking a risk that you can convert this from the 1 yard line. Looks like they're going to do a tushy-pushy. And yeah, and you didn't get it. See? Stupid coaching. Take the free point. You don't know what you're going to need later, but you gave up a point that you could have had. You're not the Philadelphia Eagles. You can't do a tushy-pushy. Allen, nope, certainly did not get it. These coaches, they refuse to take free money. You're giving them there's free money available. Bill's watch party in Buffalo. Oh boy, that's going to be a sad place to be when Kermit McFloppy wins this game. Yeah, JoJo. But then again, maybe all those people they're hiring are not people we're interested in. And maybe the people we're interested in are signed, sealed, and delivered. We don't know. Let's hope so. In fact, let's check the news. Let's check. We're not hearing. Okay, so this is what JoJo's talking about. Bears to hire Dennis Allen as DC, Declan Doyle as OC. Patrick Graham is a top candidate to be the Jaguars DC. These are all people we're not interested in. We're not interested in Dennis Allen and Declan Doyle. We're not interested in these people. And this is actually good because these positions are getting filled here. There's only so many positions, and our people are not getting. So, like, for example, if our OC is Cayley and our DC is Wilkes, which I think we'd all be happy with, then that'd be fine. And maybe they're in the books already and we just can't announce it for some reason. But they're not. I'm not seeing those names. So, like, I'd be upset if you saw Cayley going somewhere else or even Wilkes. I'm actually pretty excited about Steve Wilkes as DC working with AG. So it is a little weird that we're not seeing the news for the Jets in terms of the coaching staff, but I'm not going to get too worried about it until I start seeing if Cayley's name comes across for some other team, and same thing for Wilkes, then I'll start to be worried. Those seem to be the top candidate choices. And so Maybe we have him in the bag, but we are not announcing it yet for some reason. Yeah, right. Take the point. It's free money. Take your free money. It's amazing how many people don't want to take free money. It's free. It's right there. Oh, but we could get 2 points. Yeah, but you could get zero. Oh, but we're going to do a tush push. Yeah, but you're not Jalen Hurts. You're not the tush pushies from Philadelphia, the Philadelphia tushy pushies. You're not from the city of brotherly shoves, you know? So what are you doing? Just take the points. Wow, this guy's going to run it back from the back of the end zone. Holy smokes. This 81 is a baller. Where did you get this guy from? What's his name? Anyway, Ruggiero? Where did they get this guy from? Now 18. Okay, they're just going to nail it down. They're not going to try anything crazy. All right, so 21-16, a 5-point ball game as we go into halftime. 5-point ball game as we go into halftime. I guess it could be worse. Josh Allen is not playing his best game that we've seen. He's not sharp at all. Putting the ball in harm's way, fumbleias, interceptions, and of course the refs are doing their thing to help the Chiefs as always. But that's why you have to play at the top of your game. You cannot do turnovers. You cannot kick field goals. You got to score touchdowns when you're in the red zone against the Chiefs because you're up against everything. You're up against the crowd. You're up against the refs. You're up against the announcers. You're up against the league. You're up against the advertisers. You're up against the Swifties. That's a lot of opponents. And then you can't make it worse by fumbling and throwing near interceptions and playing poorly. So overall, a very bad half for the Bills. But the good news, if you're a Bills fan, is you're just down 5. All that being said, you're only down 5, and really you should be down 4. But for a dumb decision by your head coach to go for 2, you're trying to tush push, but you're not the tushy pushies, the Philadelphia tushy pushies. So you can't do that as good as they do. They invented it. So we'll see. We shall see. Goldstein says we haven't even had the introductory press conference. Yeah, that's tomorrow at 1:00. And we need to get to work, though. The other thing is that the Senior Bowl is getting underway down in Mobile. We do have people there. We have our scouts there, not to worry. But AG might want to go down there. Muji might want to go down there. So forth and so on. Might want to have some staff members go down. But you'd have to hire them first for them to go. So, we got to get we got to get rolling on these things. Hopefully we do. All right, I'm going to take a 2-minute break. Enjoy some music in my absence. I'll be right back. Let's see if we can play this from here. Oh, wait. Take this away. Enjoy some music. I'll be right back. Sometimes you have to do maintenance on the spaceship.
Frankie from Flatbush rides the Brooklyn line. Got a swagger sharp like a vintage wine. Everybody knows his name from porch to stoop. Hustling dreams in every loop. In the park he starts, hits the handball wall. Echoes hear the stories when the shadows fall. Got 1,000 tales and a confident grin. On the streets of Flatbush where legends begin. Frankie from Flatbush got the city glow, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go. Bodega lights flicker when Frankie's near. He's got the rhythm, everybody cheers. Corner talks and sidewalk chalks his fame. In the Flatbush breeze, you'll hear his name. Underneath the subway hum, the magic's real. Frankie's moves got that electric feel. From Atlantic Avenue to the urban hill, Flatbush Frankie's giving you a thrill. Frankie from Flatbush got the city glow, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go. Bodega lights flicker when Frankie's near, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go. Frankie from Flatbush got the city glow, lighting up the borough with his every show. He's the heart of Brooklyn, never laying low. Frankie from Flatbush, always on the go. Always on the go. Always on the go. Always on the go.
Oh, I should get rid of this thing. That's good. And then it disappears. Yeah, I got a theme song, B-Trev. You know, gotta have a theme song these days. Gotta have a theme song these days. You can't walk around without a theme song, B-Trev. If it was, trust me, if that song was written by Taylor Swift, it would be you'd be hearing it nonstop. You'd be getting awards. You'd be seeing it on commercials. Yeah, it'd be on every radio station everywhere. The most, what do you want to call it? The most created artist of all time, Taylor Swift. JoJo says, still need to hire front office staff. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do, JoJo. That's what I'm saying. Let's go. We got work to do. We got to get on the spaceship. Let's go, man. We got work to do. There's a lot to be done to turn this goddamn franchise around. Yeah, it's catchy and weird. Perfect. Yeah, people seem to like it, so that's good. Yeah, and if it was by Taylor Swift, boy, that would be a #1 hit. It's by Annabelle Israela or whatever. I have it on. I have a music video on this channel. You can watch a music video of that song on this channel, Big Green, and also have the audio available in case anybody just wants to listen to it randomly in their lives. You know, you never know. Some people might really like it. So there's also a music video on this channel you can watch regarding that. So check it out. Check it out. So we're waiting on the game to come back. Let's check the wires for any late breaking news. Bears are hiring Dennis Allen as DC, Declan Doyle as OC. Patrick Graham is a top candidate to be the Jaguars DC. Seahawks are hiring Clint Kubiak as OC. Cowboys conduct DC interview with Andre Curtis. Matt Eberflus remains a likely hire. Well, the Cowboys, if they go with, Shoddy as the head coach and Eberflus as the DC, I think a lot of Cowboy fans are going to get off the wagon. They're just not going to be interested in those people. Bengals request OC interview with Cardinals Israel Wolfork, whoever that is. Buccaneers conduct OC interviews with Marcus Brady, Grant Udinsky, etc. So that's all of that. Let's check the old X.com. Got some Kimberly Martin reporting that a resounding message from ownership group outside of Commander's locker room. Hell of a season. We love you guys. We're just getting started. Yep, as you would expect. So it doesn't seem to be a lot of stuff here. Doesn't seem to be any news that we haven't spoken about already. So yeah, that's about it. Christian Benford is out of this game with a concussion. Yeah. So that's it. Nothing else breaking. Interestingly, the Empire State Building lit itself in green in honor of the Eagles in Eagles colors in honor of their NFC Championship win. Why does it have to do that? It's the Empire State Building. It's in New York. What does that have to do with Philadelphia? Just trying to get some people to notice that you're still around Empire State Building. Nobody cares about you. Stupid. Nobody cares about the Empire State Building. You're just trolling for clicks. So so it doesn't seem like there's going to be any further news. It's already 10:31 here, or 8:31 here at on the East Coast of America. So um, probably not anything until tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow morning. Maybe after the presser. Maybe Glenn will tell us, "Well, I'm going to finalize everything with everybody, in the coming days." You might say, so. I hope that the dumbass beat reporters that we have will ask him, what's the strategy with the Senior Bowl? Are you guys going to go down there, or are you just going to leave it to the scouts, or what? And of course, the Chiefs receive the kick in the second half, so um, you take it out to the 25-yard line, and McFloppy will get to start the second half with the ball and a 5-point lead. Keller got Man of the Year. Who's Keller? Um, Mahomes is now sliding, and that's a first down, third. I don't think they're going to tell us at the presser, Big Green. I'd be surprised. Could be, but I'd be surprised. Usually at those pressers, the head coach doesn't tell you anything, including who's going to be the coaches. So I'd be surprised, but you never know. You never know. Savage is going to the Senior Bowl. Maybe Savage is going to the Senior Bowl. Flag on the play. 3rd and 7, flag on the play. That's interference defense. Kelsey, boyfriend of the year. Fake boyfriend of the year. We'll see what becomes of Savage. I would think he stays on staff to be one of the lieutenants. I mean, he might as well. He's an experienced guy. Boy, Elam, he stinks. He's an experienced guy. They need some experienced guys, so they already have one. Why not keep him? And just get one or two more and figure out what's going on with the cap guys, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now they're doing a double reverse back to Mahomes, who throws it to the running back Pacheco, who falls down, and then they tackle him for a 2-yard gain. So that was a lot of stuff for 2 yards. 2nd and 8. Second down and 8. Holmes didn't like what he saw downfield, went to his check down, got 2 yards. Mahomes 11 out of 14, 134 yards, touchdown, and also 1 on the ground. There's a running play for a few yards. So let's see if Buffalo can come up big on 3rd down now. Now they do not have the kind of blitz packages that Spags likes to run. McDermott does not like blitzing much. You might want to change that up. But they're threatening the blitz here. Let's see if they actually bring some of these linebackers. I would think not. Well, they're bringing 1, but do they get home? They do not. Able to find Hollywood Brown. So Mahomes is his typical efficient self, whereas in this game, Josh Allen has been off, I would say, from what we saw this season from Josh Allen. But Mahomes' typical efficient self, taking what the defense gives him and efficiently moving the ball down the field, and of course, getting a call or 2 along the way to help him out when as needed. There's a face mask that didn't get called. Get your hands off the people's face masks. And also, that play didn't work. Yeah, we need to think about, creative structures, Jojo, of what we actually do need. You don't just want to fill the slots that Douglas had necessarily. You want to think about what's the best structure for us now, what works, what doesn't work. One of the things that's interesting about all the people we interviewed over 30 people for head coach and general manager, is that allowed us to do a lot of intel gathering. What are all the teams doing? All these other teams doing? How do they structure things? How do they do things? What do they do with this, that, and the other thing? How can we at the Jets do it better? How can we structure it differently than we've done in the past, and why? So one of the advantages of having the process that we have is it allowed us to gain a lot of information and intel. And so it'll be interesting to see how that intel that we gained hopefully benefits us by coming up with whatever we come up with, whatever it may be. We got to see what it is. But just to say we just need to replace the 2 who left, I don't agree with that, because I think we should be thinking creatively about different kinds of ways to structure things and do things and processes, etc. We need to rethink everything. We don't need to just recreate what's been done before. We need to rethink every goddamn thing. There's a hold that's not called on 74, for example. That's the way they really control these games, actually. I mean, they can't control them completely, but not calling holds and not calling holds is something they could definitely do. Like that time, they didn't call a hold on number 74, but Mahomes couldn't escape and Milano tackled him. They can't control the game, but they could control hold, no hold, defensive pass interference, no defensive pass interference, etc. That's the way they could do it. So it's like they can't really make the Chiefs win, say, but they could tilt the board in their favor somewhat. That's why somebody like a Josh Allen is one of the few. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen are one of the few type of players who could do it. But it's still really rough, Yeah. And the thing is that these holding calls, you could call holding on every single play in the NFL. So if anybody wants to question it, you just say, well, look at the tape, he's holding. But they don't say, well, what about the 30 other similar ones where you didn't call it, right? Holding could be called on every play. Defensive pass interference could be called on every play. Roughing the passer, is very subjective, So there's all these calls where you look at it, it's like, well, yeah, it is, but it's not consistent. You're not calling it consistently. And nobody takes it to that level. Nobody goes, oh, right, what about those 30 other plays? where the same exact thing happened and you didn't call it, or you did call it for that team, but you didn't call it for this team. So that's what makes it difficult, but we'll see if Paul Bunyan, Josh Allen is able to rebound in this second half and play better than he did in the first half. That was a pretty, I would say, I mean, it wasn't terrible. And he did make a really nice throw at the end of the half there to Hollins for the touchdown. But overall, that was not a very great half of football by Allen. And I think Spags pretty much got the best of him. I mean, you could say, well, they scored 16 points, and so they're on pace for 32. And they also blew a 2-point conversion. So they should really be on pace for either 34 or 30, what have you. So how bad was it? But, Josh Allen gets graded on a high standard because he's an elite player. He doesn't get graded on the Zach Wilson scale. Zach Wilson, you're just hoping he can hit one pass per drive. But, Josh Allen gets graded on a different scale. So, yeah. That's what we got going on here. What's going on here? All right, Allen now under center. They put that big extra lineman in motion, interestingly. Really do like the way they use that sixth lineman. I think that's something other teams are going to pick up on for next year. It's just a really useful tool in the toolbox. Yeah, Allen's stats don't look bad, but he put about 3 throws in danger that should have been picked off. I would call them turnover-worthy plays. So his stats didn't look terrible, and he redeemed himself with that long bomb at the end there. But still, here's a nice running play by Cook as he beats one man and is able to pick up about 20, 25, 30, 35 yards or so. That is a nice gainer by James Cook. Look at the stiff arm. Boom. Get out of here. Get in the dirt. You loser. You love to see it. You love to see it. Nice job by number 4. Longest rush tonight, 33 yards. Spags wasn't ready for that one. Cook up to 61 yards. Yeah, I would continue to ride him. Let's keep high variance Josh grounded for a little while till you need him. There's another nice game. Yeah, and this way you can control the clock as well and keep the ball out of the hands of the cash cow. Second and 4, 7:56 remaining in the third quarter. They bring the fullback in. They give it to Johnson. He only picks up 2 or 3 yards. So it'll be third down and short. A little pushing and shoving after the action. They brought the fullback Gilliam in on that play to block on the backside, which was interesting. Usually the fullback's going to block the front side. They brought him in to block the backside. That was a little strange. They're down and 3. Really don't want the field goal. They're on the verge of field goal range. This would be a long one if you didn't gain any more yardage here. But really, you have to go get touchdowns when you're playing against the cash cow. They do quarterback power, and he does not get it. This is a very unusual game for Josh Allen, I must say. Normally, when he runs like this, he picks up 10 yards, 15 yards. He picked up 2 yards there. That's craziness. Joe Brady's got to be going, what kind of core? I thought I had Superman. What is this? Who is this guy? Again, not that he's playing terrible, but not up to his normally high standards. 4th and 1, they're going for it here. They're running another quarterback power and barely makes it. Boy, this is a strange game. This one's gonna have to be studied. In fact, let's hope that Aaron Glenn is watching this game. By the way, I'm pretty sure he is, but watching carefully what it is that Spagnuolo is doing to fluster Mr. Allen. Whatever it is, and we're gonna have to watch the tape and figure it out, and a blah blah blah. But whatever it is, we got to be copying that, at least some of it to some degree. Oh, there's Ty Johnson. One thing you could do is just dare them to run it, and then it's a battle of can they do so? Yeah, so far they've been running effectively, if not frequently. When they do run, they've been running the ball pretty well. The thing that hasn't really been working is the quarterback powers, although they did get the yardage for the first down when they needed it, but not for big gainers. And again, here's a keeper by Allen. Now, this is the more normal Josh Allen play that you normally see, where he picks up 10, 15 yards. That's the normal Josh that we're used to seeing, okay? So now they got it down in the 9-yard line. Okay, so now they're in the sort of middle red zone. And that was just an RPO keeper there. 1st and goal, right inside the 10-yard line. Flip it out to Knox. And he's going to get it down all the way to the 2.5-yard line. So a nice little run by Dawson Knox. He's somebody who really hasn't factored into their offense much this year, as far as I'm aware. Used to be much more featured player before they got Kincaid. I think maybe Knox might be going out to the free agency market. Might be someone we want to look into a bit. Perhaps. Maybe they don't need him. They got a Kincaid. They don't need a Canucks. Too many Ks on the chart. Okay, now he's going under center. They're going to do a tush push. No, they're going to give it to Cook. Cookie gets it to about the half-yard line. Did not get in, so it'll be 3rd down and goal. These are important downs right here because you really want to punch it into the end zone here. You do not want to settle for a field goal under any circumstances. You have it all the way down here. Joe Brady needs to be calling good plays. Get this damn thing in the end zone. He calls for a tush push, and I don't think he got it. What the hell was that? That was a messed up play. Why are we running these things? Now it's 4th and goal. You cannot go for the field goal, but you're going to need a good play. You can't run whatever the hell that was, some sort of quarterback tush push or power. I don't know what that was. Now they're lining up with a tight splits. Now they're widening out. 2 backs in the backfield, including the fullback. Allen running with an option, throws it to Cook, who reaches, gets it. Wow, close. They're going to have to review that one to make sure, but it looked like Cookie got in. Looked like he got in. Let's just make sure. All right, there looks like he got in. Let's see. He is, yeah, that's in. Yep. That sure is. Nice job by Cook there. He took a couple of shots, able to stay on his hand and reach out and get it. Now they're going for a 2-point conversion again. Again, giving up points. This is because you're configuring things around 3-point deficit, or in this case, a gain. So this is the second time they gave up a free point, and they're not going to get any. So they should have 2 points. That's what happens also. You screw up the first one, and now you want to get this one, and now you screwed up this one. So now you left 2 points on the board against Mahomes because you refused to take the free money in the first half. There's a bag of money sitting on a table. It's totally free. Nobody's going to know you took it. It's not going to hurt anybody. Nobody's going to know. There's going to be zero consequences if you take it. Should you take it? Yes. Pick up the bag of money. It's totally free. Nobody's going to know. It's not hurting anyone. They're not taking it away from anybody. It's totally free money. Take the bag of money. God's sakes, man. Well, this will be interesting to see. Oh, look at the camera here. Video problems. Video problems. Never know when you're going to have video problems. This will be interesting to watch. You know, he's been very durable so far. I don't think it has anything to do with the defensive coach. Their offense is literally. I keep saying this. People don't want to believe me. Their offense is literally Josh Allen run around and do stuff plus some running plays. It's really what it is. He's either throwing bombs or running around and doing all these things. We'll see if it cuts short his career. But he's already had a decent. I mean, he's already had a great career. But what is he? 27 years old. 27 years old or 28. I mean, we'll see if he's able to do these things into his 30s. But nonetheless, sort of like grasping at straws for Jet fans because this guy's elite. He's young. Maybe it'll shorten his career. Maybe not. We don't know. He's been very durable so far. That we know. Let's look it up. We have access to this information. Do we not? We do. How old is Josh Allen? I'll ask perplexity. Answer. Josh Allen is 28 years old. And in May, so starting next year, he'll be 29. So, I mean, he's still in his 20s. I mean, these quarterbacks these days last a long time. It's possible that eventually he gets to a place where he's more of a passer and less of a runner, I guess. But I don't know. We'll watch it, but I don't think it's going to change. It's one of his superpowers is just his rushing ability. He might be more selective as he gets older when to use it, There's no real relief there. Kid's young. He's amazing. Yeah. Basically, we have to study this game of what Spags is doing, and it's not even really working that great. We could study this game and see what worked, what didn't work. So there were times when they were bottling him up. There were times when he wasn't. So, I mean, Buffalo has 22 points and there's 2:56 remaining in the third quarter. So they could wind up, with a pretty high scoring game here. And so, did Spags do a great job? I mean, he made him look very bad. There were times they should have intercepted him 2 or 3 times and the guys dropped him. That's not on Spags. That's on the D-backs. So, but for those times when he was flustered and was not looking superhuman, we got to figure out what exactly was being done there with what type of personnel, what type of players. Do we have those type of players? Can we run those? Can we run those calls? There's a blitz by Buffalo. That's unusual. Gets an incompletion out of it. That was sort of an overload blitz by Buffalo. That is very unusual for them to do. Not unusual for Spags on the other side, but in that case, they hurried Mahomes up and got an incompletion out of it. They took him down, in fact, and they did not call roughing the passer, thank goodness, because it certainly was not. So now it's 3rd down and 10. So a big stop for Buffalo here if they can stop this drive. If they don't pick it up, probably not going to go for it. Kansas City currently down 1 point. Mahomes oh boy. And they commit a penalty. Offsides. Looks like, or maybe a false start. Yeah, exactly. It's free money. some guy. It's free money. So they call a false start on the Kansas Swifties. I use a bunch, Eddie. I'll use Claude for some things. Most of the things I'm using Perplexity AI, but I'll also use Grok on X, which is excellent, by the way. I mean, just access to Grok on X is definitely worth the $8 a month in addition to all the other features you get on X. Grok is long-term Grok on X is probably going to be one of the winners. So, and that's basically due to the computing power that Elon has put into it. Now here's a long pass, incomplete. Ooh, into double coverage, looking for Hollywood Brown. So that's incomplete. Okay, so this is that was a big stop. They still have not targeted Travis Kelce much in this ball game. This was a stop route, but the guy was out of bounds. So even if he caught it, that wouldn't have counted because you can't catch the ball while you're out of bounds. That doesn't count. So Kansas City had the offense working early, and they've kind of bogged down a bit, I must say. So Buffalo able to get a couple of stops. Here, importantly, now they're up by 1 and they're getting the ball back. Shakir's the punt returner here and brings it out to about the 30 or 20, about the 30-yard line or so. So 1:56 remaining in the third quarter. Buffalo now ahead 22-21. If they would have just taken the free money, they should be up 24-21. But McDermott wanted to be cute and go for it. So I don't use ChatGPT. I've used it a few times. No reason why I haven't. Obviously, OpenAI, who runs ChatGPT, is a main competitor, one of the big ones. So I can't really compare, but Perplexity works very well. It's supposed to be able. It has more modern things. Like if you ask Claude, like what happened yesterday, Claude doesn't know. Claude only has like a date cutoff. Perplexity has everything. And then another thing to look at is Notebook LLM. So Notebook LLM is really interesting. And it is more of like a way to take a lot of sources of information that you give it, and then you tell it an output that you want. So you could give it like 20 PDFs and links to videos and other things, and then say, produce a PowerPoint, with these, in this format, blah, blah, blah. And then it gives it to you. So, yeah, it's exciting times in AI. Exciting times in AI, at least until AI takes over and kills us all, which could happen, of course. But one of the many reasons to use X, I mean, I don't understand. I think people should follow me on X. I don't understand why people are not on X if you're not. It's so easy to filter information. I mean, for example, I have a list of all of the NFL national writers. So as soon as they tweet something, which they do, I mean, these days they tweet everything. So as soon as any of the big time NFL writers tweet anything, I have it right here in a list. Same thing with the Jet Beat writers. I have another list for all the Jet Beat writers. So whenever any of the Jet Beat writers tweets anything, I know. And then on top of that, you get Grok, which is incredible. So well worth it. Don't know why anybody's not on X. I mean, in these days, you have to have filters of information. There's so much information out there. You have to have a way to filter it. We're in an age of information. Flag on the play. There's a penalty, fellas. Too many shenanigans. Too many shenanigans on the field. Defense. Too many shenanigans, fellas. Illegal hands to the face is more like to the neck. Oh, to the face there. Yeah. So I guess you can put your hands on somebody's neck, but not their face. Is that how the rule works? Neck, okay. Face, not okay. All right, so now the Bills are on the negative 39-yard line. Three wide receivers set. They hand the ball off to Cookie again, so he's got 8 or 9 yards on first down. Really having a nice game, James Cook. Showing all these QB power plays. Rush yards versus KC, week 11, 55 tonight, 24. I mean, again, it's not bad. It's not that he's having a bad game. It's that he's not having a Josh Allen game, my opinion. They hand the ball up to Ray Davis. And did he get the first down or not? Doesn't seem so. Should be third and short. Probably a tushy pushy to get this, if I had to guess. Third and less than a yard. This is probably the old tush push. Yes, indeed. But he doesn't get it. Why in the world is Philadelphia so good at that, and these other teams are less good at it? Is it just how low their offensive linemen get? Is it the squatting ability of Jalen Hurts? What is it? Well, you notice these Buffalo guys were not low. You notice those Philadelphia players, when they do that, the offensive linemen are super low to the ground. In this case, the Buffalo linemen were not. Well, it's going to be fourth down. And then you're probably going to go for it here. And also, the third quarter is going to be expiring. Yeah, this is going to the fourth down. Fourth quarter on the fourth down. Albert Breer says the Bills have run the ball on 15 of 16 offensive snaps in the second half. And that makes sense. Spags was really cooking it up against the pass. So go to the run game. You got good runners, you got good blockers. But it kind of seems like if you're watching this, it kind of seems like the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl, right? It seems like the Eagles could beat either of these teams pretty easily. Now, we'll see. You never know. But it's kind of the way the Eagles can just beat you up and have Saquon just run all over your face. I mean, what a perfect running back for that offensive line. What a perfect synergy there. So yeah, we'll have to see how it all plays out. But seems to me like the Eagles are going to beat either of these teams. Now, if it's the Chiefs, of course, the NFL is always going to give them a little bit of a benefit, so can't ever count them out. But and then if it's the Bills, Josh Allen, of course, could always turn into Superman, so you never know. But we'll have to see. And I think too, all these running quarterbacks, it's like becoming a very common thing now in the NFL to have running quarterbacks to some degree. Like Jaden Daniels had over 800 yards rushing this year, for example. Is he going to keep rushing that much? Lamar Jackson rushes a lot. Josh Allen rushes a lot. Some of these guys rush to some degree or other. And are they going to have shorter careers than the pocket passers like Drew Brees and Stafford and Rodgers, et cetera, et cetera? I don't know. Remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. All right, fourth down now. Start of the fourth quarter. It's fourth and less than a yard. They've tried a couple of running plays that have not been successful. Josh Allen has not looked like himself today for the most part, although at times he has. James Cook is not in the game for some reason. They're almost certainly going to do tush push. Now they're doing a audible and they go over the top. Well, there he goes. But he lost the ball. Holy smokes. Did he lose the ball? Kansas City thinks he did. He did not. They already recovered it. Boy, oh boy. What is going on with this guy today? He's reverting to old Josh Allen. Let's see what happened here. Jumps over the pile. That's the first down. He's got it. Tries to tuck it away and then loses it. It seems like somehow. Hard to see there. The old jump over the pile and perhaps get a fumble, but really not play. Gotta love it. First and 10, though. So he was able to convert. Buffalo's up by 1. It's the fourth quarter. Chris Jones is having tearing problems, apparently. Now Allen is back into the shotgun. They're at the 50-yard line, 14:35. Clock should be running, and it is now. They're up by a point. He's got 12 personnel in there, hands it off to Cook, and he's only going to get about 2 yards on the play. So it'll be second down and 8 now. As we watch this fourth quarter unfold, you really need a touchdown here and an extra point, dummies, to go up by 8, I would say. Though they might go for 2 again and try to go up by 9. Now they got 11 personnel on the field and they split them out wide. This is sort of their favorite formation and alignment. They like 5 wides. They don't care that you know they're going to pass because they could run with the quarterback, for example. But here's a quick pass out to Shakir. He gets 4 or 5 yards. So it's going to be third down and about 2 or 3 to go. See if they're able to convert here. What you want is a nice long drive ending in a touchdown and an extra point to go up 8. It's really what you're looking for here. Chris Jones back in the game. Not sure why he's having problems with his eye ducts, but that's another story. And here's a pass out to Kincaid. Close, very close to a first down. I don't think that they're saying it. No, they're saying he's short. It's going to be 4th and inches. Kincaid, I think, has been somewhat of a disappointment. They had such high hopes for him. He was going to be really something. Another tush push. Probably got it over that time. No, I think he got it. Even if you have to measure, I would challenge the call. I think he got this. I mean, the ball is, ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. This tush push is not working for the Bills at all this game. Allen right there. Yeah. Boy, that's close. Boy, that's close. Under review. See, but this is the argument that people are going to have of why we shouldn't ban the tush push because other teams stink at it, like the Bills. Well, not that they stink at it, but they don't have the same success rate as the Eagles, say. And so, why are we going to just penalize one team who's an expert at doing that thing? Yeah. 2 a.m. Phil Adams, 2 a.m. in the UK, man. Hanging in there with the NFLers. The NFLers. And he says, Elon was supposed to go in on X video. Yeah, let's see what he does next with X. He's been a little busy. He's been a little busy fixing the government. Let's see what he does next. I mean, one thing he could do very easily is just reinstate Periscope. Everybody loved Periscope. I'm not sure why they shut it down. Like, just they still have the code. Just start it up again. That'd be an easy win. Have it correlate to X. You go live on Periscope, it goes live on X. You know, why not? Everybody loved Periscope. And they shut it down for some reason. But let's see what happens. He's been a little busy. He's been a little busy landing rockets and fixing the government, and you know, I wouldn't say I wouldn't. One of the rules they say is never bet against Elon Musk. Yeah, once you have the quarterback in place, you can go about building everything else. That's one of the beauties of having the quarterback. Once the quarterback's in place, then you're done worrying about it. Like now, the Jets and all these other teams, the Steelers, the Raiders, all these other teams, now they got to spend a huge amount of time worrying about their quarterback. What are they going to do? Free agent, draft, blah, 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 boo. And then if it's the draft, you can't use, like, let's say you use your first round pick. Well, that means you're not picking a blue chip player elsewhere. You're going for the quarterback. So once you get the QB, then you start building. That's what we tried to do with Zach Wilson. Did not work. Call stands. Boo. God damn it. There we go. Another call for Kermit McFloppy. I think he got this right there. I think he got it. I don't know what they're looking at. The ball's in his hand. He's over the line. Got to give the ball back to Kermit McFloppy. Can't let him have it. Can't let him have it. Can't let Josh Allen ruin the fun of the cash cow. Cash cow on the field now. He's wearing number 15. He's the cash cow. Nothing can happen to this man in a negative way. And there he goes. He's going to run it for about 7 yards. Cash cow Mahomes with a 7-yard gain. Be second down and 3. Uh, 12:24 and counting. Kansas City down 1 point. Second down and 3. They're in 11 personnel here. Mahomes back to pass, throws over the middle. He's got Smith-Schuster. Juju got a big gainer down to about the 21-yard line. So they're on the march again against this leaky Buffalo defense. Juju Smith-Schuster with a big play. It's been the wide receivers that Mahomes is favoring in this game, not necessarily the tight ends. And they're the ones who are open, so that's who's getting the ball. But they're in field goal range now, but of course they want the touchdown. See what they're able to do. Yeah, man, don't you know? They're not letting Kermit McFloppy lose, bro. He's the cash cow, bro. Cash cow don't lose, bro. This game is not about football, some guy. This game is not about football. And it's not personal. It's just business. It's about the money, bro. And the cash cow cannot be losing. You really think the Kansas Swifty Chiefs are not going to the Super Bowl? Are you out of your mind? The Kansas Swifty Chiefs not going to the Super Bowl? Are you out of your mind? Out of your mind? Mind? And they hand it off to Kareem Hunt. That's a first down. So they're on the march on their way headed toward the end zone. They're at about the 10-yard line now. This game is about one thing and one thing only, my friend. Money. Football's just how we get it. Now they got a full backfield here. Max backfield. To what point? Not sure. It's an RPO with Mahomes running and the tight ends blocking. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. There you go. Kermie McFloppy with another touchdown. Real surprising. And now they're going to go for 2 points. Swifty number 2. There you go. We're tracking the Swifty tracker. See, that's what Josh Allen did wrong. He married some regular bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem. Josh Allen should have married like Ariana Grande or some other pop star, Lady Gaga or something. Then maybe he would have had a chance, but he screwed up. He married some regular broad. That's not going to work. What does the NFL care about some regular broad for? Shouldn't bring in ratings. You don't bring in ratings. You got to go for the pop stars. They bring in the ratings, you see. 2-point conversion. Kermit looking, throwing, and hitting. There you go, of course. 2-point conversion. That's how you do a 2-point conversion, they say. So now Kansas City's up by 7. Really should be 5 if they had taken the extra points, but they tried to get cute with it. Not a good idea when you're playing against the Swifties. And that's now Swifty number 3. So we got 3 Swifties. She's always very animated and very surprised looking anytime anything happens in a good way for the Chiefs. But then again, she is a very good actor, you know, in terms of making people think that she's having real emotions when she's actually not. But she's a good cook. Yeah, she's a good cook. But what does it have to do with the NFL, B-Trap? You understand? The NFL is about money, my friend. We're not here to hear about wholesome tales of good cooks and nice families. We're here to make money. You understand me? Do you understand how hard it is to make money in this world? Do you understand how hard it is to establish something like the NFL? How many years it took? Decades and decades and decades of go watch some kind of documentary about the history of the NFL. You know, the Staten Island Staleys and the, you know, and the Brooklyn, you know, whatevers. There was all sorts of teams in the NFL that failed because the league stunk and nobody wanted to watch it, and there was no TV and all that. And how it evolved, it was going to go out of business, and then it was saved, and then this guy came along and that guy. And you know how hard it is to get a business to be this big and good? You think we're going to let that fall apart because of ferrets? What? Are you out of your mind? Like Angry Joe says, are you out of your mind? We're not, this is a massive money-making operation. Billions and billions of dollars. We're not going to screw that up out of fairness. What? Competitive fairness? What are you talking about? We got money to make. There's billions of dollars on the line. The Swifties are not going to be denied. People also don't understand how big of a factor the Swifties really are in terms of they turn whole economies around. Do you understand what a genius PR move this was? Putting Travis Kelce with Taylor Swift. It was probably one of the greatest marketing maneuvers of all time, with the amount of money the Swifties are now pouring into the NFL that they otherwise would have no way of getting. These people would have zero interest in football. They don't understand anything. They don't know what's going on their screen, but they don't care. They're buying jerseys. They're buying merchandise. They're buying everything in the store. They don't care. They're buying Travis Kelce everything. They're voting for Travis Kelce for the All-Star game. They're doing everything you could possibly do. And they have no idea what's going on in the field, and they don't care. They just are supporting Taylor Swift. That's all they know. But that's how powerful they are. And therefore she is. Guy can't even do a spike correctly, but he's the cash cow. So between him and the Swifties and Kelce, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Now, that said, let's see if Josh Allen can compete with all that. He's only down 7. He's got 10 minutes to go. Can he do it? Can he do it? Yeah, everybody failed going up against the NFL monster. Well, actually, that's actually one of the things that one of the kind of many things that Trump failed at. He actually his idea was we need to go against them directly. Here's a play to Cook. That's a nice play up to the 40-plus yard line. When he should have just been happy with a spring league, he wanted to compete against the NFL directly with the USFL, and that was a very bad idea, and didn't work, obviously. Didn't work, obviously. Did you know about Donald Trump that he, at one time, when Jerry Jones bought the Dallas Cowboys, the other person trying to, or considering buying the Cowboys was one, Donald Trump, and Trump bowed out. He looked at their financials and it was so bad. He was like, this is no good. And he didn't want to buy he pulled out. And he was like, I wish whoever buys this team, I wish them well, but that's a mess. And Jerry Jones did a great job cleaning it up at that time when he was much younger, and turning him back into America's team and getting all the finances turned around and all that. And now they're in great shape financially. They're the most valuable franchise in the league, and but now he's making dumb decisions on the football side. So. All right, now Josh Allen's got it at the 36-yard line or so. Dumps it out to Ty Johnson, not able to get around the corner, maybe get a half yard on the play. So third down, big third down now. Again, you cannot be going for field goals against the cash cow Mahomes. So you got to score touchdowns. So this is probably 4-down territory. There's about 8 minutes to go. It's fourth quarter. They're down by 7. I would say this is probably 4th down territory, considering your defense has not been able to deal with Mahomes and crew. So pretty much got to get a touchdown on this drive, I would say. 3 wide receivers set, all bunched on the left side. Allen looks left, goes down the middle. He's got a receiver, and it's Mac Hollins again. Nice throw and catch. There you go. 1st and goal at the 3. That's exactly what you needed. Clutch. Mac Hollins coming up clutch. Probably making himself some money as well in the offseason, because this is a role player. And you can see he's coming up big. Now they got a weird looking play, and Allen's trying to run and does not get anywhere. It's very strange. 2nd and goal. Something went haywire on that play. Joe Brady is not availing himself very well, I would say, in this game. I mean, his red zone play calls, there's been a lot of confusion and weirdness. There's been a lot of tush-push, unsuccessful. There's a lot of strange red zone plays. Now, they do have 22 points, and they're knocking on the door, so it's not been horrible. But, again, they have an elite quarterback here. A lot of pointing going on by the offensive lineman as Allen's in the shotgun looking left. Now looks over the middle, bounce. Now flushed out to the right. Looking. And it's incomplete. So now you got 3rd down and goal. So that was not an organized looking play at all either. Allen just threw it away before he stepped out of bounds. Again, Josh Allen is not having a terrible game, but this is not I'm not accustomed to this level of Josh Allen, but again, that's based on, elite level criticism. You expect an elite player, and he's just been off a little bit. Anyway, third down and goal. Now he's in the shotgun. Now they stop the play for some reason or other. Timeout. Timeout from the Swifties. Again, this is probably 4-down territory. You kick a field goal here and make it a 4-point game. What's the point? I mean, I guess you could say, well, then we hold them to a field goal. It's a 7-point, but nah, this is going to be four down territory, in my opinion. They're giving you a look at Spag's play card, which is interesting. What he's got written on there, some handwritten stuff, some other things, circled things. Always interesting to look at the play caller's play cards. Yeah. Yeah, Trump was going to buy the Cowboys, and he bowed out because he looked at the financials, and it was in such bad shape. He was like, boy, I can't turn that around. Well, we don't know, Big Green, but we have the fourth most valuable franchise in NFL. Fourth most valuable franchise. That's all we really know, because the financials are, oh my God, what is this? Joe Brady. Fire Joe Brady. So the financials, we can't look at the financials, Big Green, because it's a private company. But we know that about it because there was a story about it. And Donald Trump had a quote saying he looked at the financials and it was like, meh, nope. I wish the next guy luck, but this is a mess. All right, it's 4th and goal here now. The Bills are down 7. Obviously, got to have it. This is a nut crunching, got to have it play. 4th and goal. Let's see what Allen and Brady come up with here. Got a man in motion, orbiting around, back to pass, looking, throws. And he's got it. Curtis Samuel Curtis, the man with 2 first names, able to secure the touchdown on 4th down. Now, are they going to take the extra point or not? Yeah, just a nice little route and miscommunication on the back end by the Chiefs. Guy was wide open, hit him. Bada bing, bada boom. Nice. Nice. And now they're going for the extra point. And up and good. Now, if you took the other 2, you'd be up by 2, but you wanted to be a dummy and you didn't. Now it's tied. Now you're going to have to try to stop, Kermit McSwifty, which is going to be difficult. But 6:15 left, so put it this way. Kermit goes down, scores a touchdown. You're probably going to have a worst case scenario. And you probably are going to have time to at least try and tie it up. So obviously, what I would do, I would break tendency, and I would try to blitz the hell out of Mahomes on this drive. He's probably going to score anyway. If you do, and he beats your blitz and they score, then at least they score fast. So if I'm McDermott and the DC, Bobby Babich, if I'm Bobby Babich and McDermott, I'm blitzing the hell out of Mahomes here, because the goal would be twofold. But of course, defenses never think like this. But the way I would think about it, he's probably going to score a touchdown anyway. If I just play my normal 4-down, defense, he's probably going to score a touchdown. Now, defensive coordinators and defenses don't think like that. Fans think like that. But really, if you think about it, he's probably scoring anyway if you just play your normal defense. But if you play your normal defense and he scores, he might take a ton of time off the clock. So if you blitz the hell out of him, overload blitzes, crazy blitzes, either you get home and get some sacks and get some incompletions, maybe an interception. That would be good. Or he beats you, but he beats you quick and leaves you enough time to tie it up or Imagine they went. Imagine they went up by 7, and then the Bills scored 6, and then went for 2, like the Ravens. But the Ravens needed to do that to tie it. And this would be going for the win. But so that's what I would do. Let's see if the Bills are going to stick to their infrequent blitz normal patterns, or are they going to super blitz? That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Super aggressive, go down fighting. You're just going to rush 4 and have him pick you apart. I mean, we all know what he's going to do. Somehow, Travis Kelce will be wide open at some point. He's wide open. We're not sure how. And look, Taylor Swift is doing things. We have no idea how he's wide open. No idea whatsoever. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Terrible kickoff. We got it at the 10-yard line, takes it out to the 33. So Remigio, that's his name. Remigio. Where did they get this Remigio guy? Remigio. All right, so now the Swifties are going to come out here and probably score a touchdown. Question is, how much time are you going to leave Allen to come back? Here we got 11 personnel on the field. The tight end is Kelce with the yellow shoes. The only man on the field with yellow shoes. Wonder why that is. They throw a quick pass out to the running back for a 7-yard gain. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Face mask on the defense. Oh, yeah. Let's add that on. Oh, come on. Yeah. A lot of times these guys, it's not really intentional. It's like their hand gets up in there. What do you want them to do? They're flying around at 1,000 miles an hour. But the Chiefs already at the 50 plus, they're at the plus 48-yard line already. So there you go. No problem for them. Probably going to throw it to Yellow Shoes Jones. There you go. There's Yellow Shoes. First down. Wide open. We have no idea how Yellow Shoes got wide open. He's the only player on the whole team who wears yellow shoes, but that's okay because that's allowed. Milano fell down on that one. You might want to stay upright, Milano. Trying to cover Kelce. Somebody might want to cover the old Yellow Shoes Johnson. 4 targets, 2 receptions, 19 yards. And Mahomes now in the shotgun. They're pretty much going to run probably 11 personnel the whole rest of the game. They hand it off to Hunt. He gets 3 or 4 yards. Now they're kind of chewing up the clock because, they probably don't want to score too quickly. They're in field goal range pretty much now. So they can always do that if things bog down really bad. 2nd down and 7. Yep, they're going with the 2-by-2 formation here. Yellow Shoes is in the slot. And they hit Xavier Worthy. And there he goes down to the 10-yard line. So again, if you just leave him back there, he's going to shred your defense. Look what they're doing. This is not really a great game for the Buffalo defense. So you might as well just blitz him and take your chances. I mean, his FBI is off the charts. Xavier Worthy, 6 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown. So another 2-by-2 formation with Yellow Shoes in the slot. Here you go. There you go. Get a sack. Hands to the face against Rousseau. They don't call that. Just not going to call things against the Swiftarians, that's for sure. Actually, they didn't even blitz. They just got it with their 4-man. I mean, that's what you hope, but I mean, he's eating your coverage alive anyway, so you might as well send some of those dudes. Now they're just in their regular old nickel. Throw it out to Worthy, and that's dropped. So 3rd and goal. Mahomes wants some kind of penalty, crying for something. Not sure what. Maybe late hit on Worthy. But they could have been considered a fumble. They were going for it. So 3rd and goal. So let's see if they can hold them to a field goal. That would be good. 3:42 remaining in the 4th quarter. 29-29. Chiefs in field goal range. They're at the plus 17.5-yard line. 3-by-1 formation. Mahomes flushed out to his right. Here comes the pass rush. Incomplete. Any flags? Doesn't seem like there's any flags, so they're going to go for the field goal. So held them to a field goal, probably the best outcome you could hope for under the circumstances for the Bills. And of course, they have a great field goal kicker in Harrison Butker. 35-yard attempt. 35-yarder. Jeez. And that is bueno. So, all things considered, 3:33 remaining. You're down 3. Buffalo couldn't really ask for more. The way they've played, a trip to the Super Bowl on the line, Josh Allen has to take his team down the field and score a touchdown, essentially. And he's got 3:30. He's going to have 3 minutes, 3+ minutes. He's got all his timeouts, plenty of time. If anybody can do it, it's old Joshy. The rematch. So, yeah, it all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to this drive. Josh Allen has not had his best game, but has not had a terrible game either. He's put the ball in harm's way a little too often, but a lot of time, but those did not result in interceptions. And he's had a couple of fumbleias, but recovered by his own team. So kind of lucked out on those. This is what it's all about, Gerbo says. Nut crunching time. Nut crunching time. Gotta have it time. This is why you pay Josh Allen all that money. Let's hope he's able to knock the Kansas Swiftie Chiefs out. Well, they got 11 personnel. They put a man in motion. They flip it out to Ty Johnson. So they start the drive with a run to Ty Johnson. Again, I'm not feeling these Joe Brady plays, I'm not feeling this Joe Brady plan. We're going to start the most important drive of the season with a toss to Ty Johnson. That's what we're doing? Really? First play of the drive? We're going to give Kansas City momentum, get the defense all fired up and go to 2nd and 11. That's what we're doing? All right, now Allen's back to pass. And there he goes. Okay, this is what the kid does. Yeah, exactly. First down, 12 yards. That's what you do. That's why I say this play right here is why I say their whole playbook is Josh Allen run around and do stuff. This is it. This is what he does. It's what happens. You look at it. This is what he does. And there's a few running plays involved. Now he's back to pass, looks over the middle. Ooh, that looked like a dangerous pass. Not sure what we were looking at there. Did not have his feet set, but I'm not sure what happened there. That was a terrible pass. Terrible, but fell incomplete, not intercepted. That would have been a disaster. 2:21 remaining. Second down and 10. They're at the minus 42-yard line. 11 personnel. Curtis Samuel in motion. Now they got a trips bunch left. Looks left. Down, throws it over the middle, but it's knocked down by Nick Bolton and incomplete. Third down. Third down and 10. 2:17 remaining. 2 plays perhaps remaining in the Bills' season if they're not able to convert into a first down. Perhaps it wasn't Bolton, I think, who got it, but another one of the D linemen. So third down and 10 now. 2:17 remaining. They come out in the shotgun formation with a back, so that's a pistol. They split Kincaid out left, so they got a 2-by-2. Nobody on the line. There's a massive blitz coming. He throws it out to Cooper, who is able to get 4 or 5 yards. That's an amazing tackle there, considering they were selling out for the blitz. They beat the blitz with the pass, but the receiver was only able to get 5 yards. Excellent tackling by George Karlaftis. Now the 2-minute warning, 4th down and 5. Season on the line, nut crunching time. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Gerbo says should have run the one play, run around and do stuff, right? When they don't, you see what happens. Run the one play, Brady. It's the whole playbook. What are you trying to do this structured stuff for? Dumb dumb. I don't know. I haven't been too impressed with Joe Brady, to be honest. Some of his red zone calls, etc. Now they're doing a commercial for Doritos. Really? Do NFL fans really need to eat more Doritos? I don't think so. It's not really necessary. Vote for the Doritos Super Bowl ad. No, thank you. Doritos, Wendy's. My goodness. Man, it's unbelievable. It's coming down to these last 2 minutes, and the Chiefs are ahead. I mean, it's craziness. The Chiefs are going to go to the goddamn Super Bowl once again, and by all reasonableness, the Eagles should beat the Chiefs. The Eagles have a better team than the Chiefs, but what are the odds they actually win? It's not personal. It's just business. It's not personal. It's just business. Just business. All about the Benjamins, baby. Just business. All right, it all comes down to this. 4th down and 5. Stadium rocking. Josh Allen has the ball. It's 2 minutes remaining. Plenty of time. Has all of his timeouts, but really just has to convert. We got a 4-by-1 formation here. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. So 11 personnel. Now he puts Shakir in motion. All out blitz. Huh. What are we doing? Incomplete. Flag on the play, but probably not going to help the Bills. The Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl once again. The Kansas Swiftie Chiefs will never be denied. It's not personal, Josh. It's just business. You married the wrong person, Josh Allen. You should have married Lady Gaga or somebody like that. Somebody we can make money off of. Instead, you married some relative no name. You really think we're going to let the Swifties not go to the Super Bowl? Are you out of your freaking mind? I don't know what the hell kind of play this was. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The Kansas Swiftie Chiefs, as predicted, will be going to the Super Bowl once again. They will not be denied, and another year of Josh Allen's career goes by the boards without the Buffalo Bills making the Super Bowl, let alone winning it. So once again, the Buffalo Bills denied entry into the Super Bowl. And now you have a situation where either the Eagles win the Super Bowl and you have the insufferable Eagle fans gloating all the time, or you have the team everyone hates, the Chiefs, winning yet again because we got to get that Swiftie money. The Swiftie economy can feed many millions of families. The Swiftie economy is not to be minimized, trivialized, or forgotten about. It is what's running the NFL right now in terms of who's winning, who's losing, who's going to the Super Bowl, who's not going to the Super Bowl. This one's all over, ladies and gentlemen. I really think Josh Allen needs to rethink his life choices. I mean, he really should be. He married some broad. He needs to be dating some famous, actress or musician, so that they can bring more money into the NFL than. Although it's hard to beat Taylor Swift, she's the number one. She's number one by far. So it's going to be kind of hard no matter what you do. Yeah, 4 in a row. No, this will be 3 in a row, but four in total. So the only good thing really that can come out of this is, if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, then Mahomes will have 4 rings, and he's really the only person who could possibly challenge Tom Brady as the GOAT. So he'll have 4 rings, and really Kincaid should have had this crazy pass. She really should have caught it. But he dropped it. He did a Mark Andrews. He performed a Mark Andrews, dropped the ball, even with that crazy ass play. But you see what happened. Spags sent everybody. He's like, fuck it, I'm blitzing everybody. Screw you. You try and decide what to do in this pressure cooker. He's like, I'm just blitzing you. And the Bills did not do that to Mahomes, and he just picked him apart. And you can't do that. You have to take your chances. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it was a good throw. It was a throw that should have been caught. It was just sort of like it was just a weird throw. But yeah, he should have caught it. They showed the replay. Yeah, it's the Pats all over again. Boring, boring, boring. So that's why, I mean, you could look at it and say, well, for Jet fans, this is the air. Like we're probably not going to be playing in this arena anytime soon, probably. So what can we do? Can we make the playoffs? Can we, et cetera, et cetera? The problem is Mahomes is so young. He's going to want to go after the Brady records, you know. So he's not going to be done anytime soon. Kermit McFluffy goes to the Super Bowl once again. What a surprising turn of events. No one could have possibly predicted this. No one could possibly have known that this would have happened. Swifties go to the Super Bowl. Nobody could possibly have foretold this happening. That's what we know. And another year, I mean, so the good news, of course, Josh Allen, another year of his career wasted without a Super Bowl appearance. So there's that. Um, Buffalo Bill Nation, sad, crying. Bills fans upset, angry, crying. Another year goes by where they can't get past the Chiefs. They lose the rematch. So next year probably be rematch part 3. You know, and that's the cash cow. Chiefs will never lose, ladies and gentlemen. They will never lose. Well, there you go. So the Chiefs make it into the Super Bowl, but Josh Allen is out. Buffalo Bills out. Nobody in the AFC East makes it to all the way. And another year goes by in Josh Allen's career, and he does not make it to the Super Bowl. The man can only go to championship games, not the Super Bowl. He can only make it so far. He can never beat Mahomes. I mean, one thing, you got to get home field advantage, Joshy. You can't be thinking you're going to go into Kansas City to win. No, it doesn't matter, really. That would make sure that the Chiefs get in there. Omatic says, let's go Chiefs after the Bills. Yeah. Let's go. Well, it's not really the Chiefs, it's the Swifties. I mean, the Chiefs didn't really win tonight, by the way. The Swifties won. And the Swiftie economy is very, very powerful. And when you're that powerful, you get what you want. This is what they wanted. Yeah, maybe, JoJo. I don't know. 10 years from now. Let's look for 10 years from now. That's, you know, I don't know. I mean, for us, we got a press conference tomorrow. We got the Renaissance begins tomorrow. These Super Bowl happenings, they're not of our concern. That's not us. That's not us. Zach Rosenblatt says Tony Romo has been rough. I don't know what was Romo saying that was so bad. Was he saying bad stuff? Tony Romo has been rough. I don't know what that means. Of course, can't listen to the game, so I don't know what Romo was saying. So another year goes by, another year of Josh Allen's prime wasted with no Super Bowl rings. And we'll see if the Eagles can win. I guess we're rooting for the Eagles. I mean, I like Saquon Barkley. I like Jalen Hurts. I like all pretty much all the players on the Eagles. Sirianni's a dick, but so what? Let's see. So, um, I don't think Joe Brady's going anywhere, and I don't think Bobby Babich is going anywhere. So the coaching staff of the Bills, who just got eliminated, I don't think is going to have any real major rippling effects as opposed to Kansas City and so forth. Adam Schefter reporting with tonight's win, quote unquote, in the AFC Championship game. Patrick Mahomes now has 17 postseason wins, breaking a tie with Joe Montana for the second most wins by a quarterback in playoff history, and trailing only Tom Brady and his 35 wins. So, yeah, a lot of playoff wins to go for Mahomes to break Tom Brady, who played until he was 45 years old. So, yeah. Yeah, they had it last year, but at least you could have a shot, a better shot. That must have been rough for the Buffalo fans to think they were going to win last year at Buffalo. Yeah. Yeah, people have been asking this, Sodak, but I don't think so. I mean, they played it right. They didn't get blown out. They're on the road. They made it to the AFC Championship against all of the factors that we've been talking about. The cash cow Chiefs, the Swifty economy, the refs, all this. You really think the Bagulas are going to fire McDermott? I mean, it would be incredibly stupid. Who are they going to replace him with? Mike McCarthy? I think you just have to understand that you're now in an arms race with the Ravens, the Chiefs, and yourself as three, elite teams, and that pretty much every postseason is going to come down in the AFC to those three teams, and you're going to have to win those games. They beat the Ravens this year, and they lost to the Chiefs in a 3-point game where you had the ball, for the last possession, and you could have won. I mean, McDermott had the team within 3 points with Josh Allen with the ball in his hand for a drive at the end of the game where you could have tied or won. I mean, what more do you want? It's not like they're losing to the Jets. It's not like they're losing to the Bears. It's not like they're losing to these loser teams. They lost to the best. I don't see what does firing McDermott do? Get you a worse coach? That puts you in a worse position. I don't see it. The Pagulas are smart. I don't think they're stupid. They're not rash people. So I don't know what McDermott could have done any better. Maybe you fired Joe Brady. Joe Brady called the plays. You want to blame the offense of the Bills, fire Joe Brady. Joe Brady's calling the plays. Hire a better OC or something. That I could see maybe as a fall guy. Fire Joe Brady. He called the plays. All right. So we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you at some point. I don't know. Maybe I'll live stream the Super Bowl. Not live stream the Super Bowl, but do a watch along maybe for the Super Bowl. But that's like in 2 weeks. So I don't know. We'll have some content of some kind in the coming weeks. Thanks everybody for joining. I'll see you next time. The Glenaissance starts tomorrow.